Good morning. As y'all come in, let me get a sip of juice, get my voice going, pull out some art journals today, maybe some coloring. We'll see what's going on. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hi Lisa, how's it going? Happy marvelous Monday, as Julie would say. Hi Riri. It is Monday, right? Yeah. So let me move my phone off the table there. And there's Jesse. Happy marvelous Happy marvelous Monday to you too, Julie. My coffee's already going cold. I guess I'll just work on my juice. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Juanita. Hello, everybody. Darla. Everybody coming in. Let's see. Everything rolling off here. So yeah, I did my posted my Inktober, Inktober for the morning. Posted that, and I'm working on a color book page. I'll show my book so far. I've been working in Cute and Creepy. I've been working in that this month. I'm trying to work in it every day or every other day, depending on how much time I have. Hi, Linda, Nash, Nancy, Taritha. Who else? Candy. I know I'm probably missing people coming in. Thanks everybody for being here. Let me put my hand here so you can see something. Somebody's here. It's good to have you back here too, Riri. So yeah. Camilla, Linda. I know I'm trying to catch everybody coming in. So yeah, I thought maybe we just do some art journaling, some color book pages. Got a glare. There's a glare there. There we go. Hi, G. How's it going? Hope everybody's had a good weekend, doing well. I always come on a little bit early to say good morning to everybody. So I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, but I usually come on a little early so that I can greet everybody, say good morning. So, you can always just slide that bar over if you're watching the recording. Karina. So what's everybody else working on over the weekend? Did y'all do any art? Did you do some decorating? Did you do some pumpkin patching? Pumpkin patching. That would be a cool, you know what? That'd be a cool pumpkin to decorate it with quilt patches and call it the pumpkin patch. Yeah. Somebody work right up on that. Make them a pumpkin patch. Oh my goodness. That would be easy too. Just a whole bunch of quilt patches all over glued on. Could be either fabric or it could be paper patches, and make it a pumpkin patch. Trying to see. I did get one zine in. I got one zine in. My mom's saying good morning to us. Mom and I got to watch. Hallmark had a new mystery on last night, so we text each other. And she's saying good morning to you guys. Good morning to the girls. So she's probably watching in the background. She doesn't ever get in the chat, but she watches sometimes. But anyway, she and I watch Hallmark Mysteries on Sunday nights. Well, they haven't had a new one in a month of Sundays, probably 2 months of Sundays. So there was a new one last night. There's a new one next Sunday. So we text each other while we're watching the Hallmark Mysteries. So, or just a patch for your pants with one giant patch. Oh my gosh. Yeah. People are saying good morning to Mom. Good morning, Mom, from the girls. So let's see. Did what do you call it? Did I miss there's Pacola. Hi, Pacola. Good morning. So I do need to post my picture of seeing my mods, Julie and Picola. I do have some goodies going out to all the channel supporters for the last 30 days. And so I did post, I haven't posted the picture yet. Maybe I'll post that later today. I posted my Inktober. I'm posting a color book page, posting a lot of things, but I'll show it to y'all. I did take a picture to post showing, let me go this way. So I did a little, there's a stack of my outgoing. It's kind of hard to see on the phone, but there's a stack. It says, thanks for support. Thanks to the YouTube supporters. So I took a picture of that. So, but I haven't posted that yet. Hi, Gabriella. Pat. Hi, Kenny. Good to see you. It's been a while. Linda Patrick, Linda McAllister. When I hear McAllister, how many of y'all ever watched the Frasier? And they just repeated it a few days ago, so that's why it's on my mind, I guess. Did y'all ever see the Frasier where they did the old time radio mystery? And Frasier was directing it, and he had all his staff and friends and everybody it was a radio, it was a radio, old timey mystery radio show. And if y'all have never seen that, it is hilarious. Hi, Janet. And hi, Beth. If y'all have not seen it, it is hilarious. It's one of my favorite Frasiers. It's just so hilarious. If y'all ever get a chance, called Ham Radio. I think that's the title of the show. You might be able to see it on YouTube. It's called Ham Radio because they're hamming it up, but it's an old mystery version. It's just really hilarious. So let's see here. Hey, Kalura. Who else am I missing? So I did get one zine so far, and I'll show it to y'all here in a minute. So I did get one in. So I hope y'all watch the zine swap video. Beth, do you want to do a zine swap? I know Beth's always in for something like that. Well, she's probably got 20 swaps of her own going on, so no pressure. But if anybody wants to swap one for one, it's a 1-for-1 zine, and it's a copy. You make a copy. Although I got this one here's not a copy, but make a copy. And the reason, one of the reasons is so you can keep the original, and number two, because we want them thin. We want to be able to forward on, without extra postage, because all you have to do is send one copy of your zine, one self-addressed stamped envelope, and I show how to make the zine. So just go look up the zine swap video from, is it last week, I think? So yeah, it's really pretty easy. So if you want to do a Hallow zine, yeah, and I'm going to try to show them all. You elbowing in there, Nash? Oh, you elbow pumping. Good one. Oh my gosh. Hi, Joy. So anyway, yeah. And I did have someone get with me, email me on buying some of my books, some collage fodder. So I'm getting that together. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I'm getting there on my picture of Johanna. Her name just, I want to say Scarlett. Johanna. Yeah, anyway, her name just slipped my mind. For the hut, I'm still working on her, but it's coming along. So I've got it kind of based in. Now I got to go in with the details. I started the details on the eyes, but right now there's not a lot of detail because this is all done with pan pastel. And now I'm going to go in with pencil. I did some pencil around her eyes. So I got to go in with pencil and finish her up. So I got that going on. And again, I am working in Cute and Creepy. And so I'll show you all the pages I've been working on that. Scarlett Johansson. Thank you, Janet. I wanted to say Johanna Scarlett. I don't know why. And I did make one little zine myself. I don't know about, I haven't gone to make copies of it, but I'll show you my little zine that I made. And yeah, so then we might just work in some art journaling and chit chat, and y'all can talk about what y'all been working on. And oh, thank you, Pacola. Pacola's just like, she's like a snapping turtle, that one. So there's a link. Pacola put it in the chat. So if you do watch the video back, there's direct links to all the stuff we talk about. Thanks to Pacola and Julie and Janet. Although Janet will go, well, yeah, I put one in every now and then, but hi, Joy, Michelle. Let's see, who else am I missing? So anyway, yeah, we got stuff going on, and she is the fastest. That girl's a quick one. She is the fastest, Kenny. You're right. Let's see. Julie goes, yep, without a doubt. Let's see. Who else? Jan. Jan goes, I'm just a slacker. I embrace my slackerness. Oh, my goodness. You girls, something else. So, yeah, but we had a good weekend. Got a lot of errands done. And, we didn't go up and see the kids or anything this weekend. So we got a lot of stuff done. Hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Scrap Girl 12. Grace. Let's see. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. And so yeah, let's see how it's kind of dark down here. Maybe I could let's tilt the camera up just a little bit. Maybe get up in the light there. That's pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna move this stuff over, and I'll probably do a little flip in the. And I know most of y'all have seen these, but I gotta kind of flip through to see what page I want to work on, or pages. So I'm working in. These are all Arteza or art. I call it Arteza sketchbooks I've been working in. Let's move it over here. Let's get the glare off. There we go. So yeah, this is the color book that I've been working in this month, Cute and Creepy. And then I'll show my zine stuff. So if you have any questions, put it in caps. Let's see. I need to move this up just a little. There we go. Every time I photograph this, I try to put it with at least every other day when I post one of the pages I've done now. This I at least put the book like every other day. But every time I see this shadow, I want to fix it. Fix that shadow. Every time I see the shadow when I post the book, it's like I gotta fix that shadow, but it's part of the book. But it makes me want to try to fix it. So okay, Riri. Hi, Patricia. So I'm going to flip through and show you the ones I've done. And I did start another one this morning. And I am working on my Inktober. And I post one insect a day off the big poster. So the big poster is getting fuller. And so some of the bugs are going to have to get littler. But I'm going to put 30 bugs on this big poster. But all you're going to see every day on Instagram, I post on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And is the one bug with maybe the pin, and you might see a leg or a feeler or something of one of the other bugs because they're all like right there together. So I'm posting one a day, and at the end of the month, you will see the whole poster. The poster is 22 by 29. So it's like, 2 feet by 2.5 feet. It's big. It's a poster. Yeah. 22 by 29. And so it is big. So Yeah. Y'all did see the poster. I did show it the end of last month where I posted just the one big praying mantis head, and then all the bugs are going to be around that one praying mantis head. Hi, Maya, Christy. Oh, it is cute. It's cute and creepy, Kenny. So, and I'm posting them every day or every other day, depending on how many I get done. So, I'm just going to do a flip so you can see them all. It is a cute book. It's perfect for October. Because my bug poster, I posted this one yesterday. My bug poster doesn't take that long to draw one little bug. So I said, well, I'll supplement my Inktober with doing a color book this month. And this is the one I picked to work out of. Because most of the time my Inktobers are very detailed and very, big, like my movie monsters that I did last year. They're really big, like they're 11 by 14, I think. The bug today has been invading my house past couple of days. Oh, the stink bugs? Oh, okay. Yeah, I did a stink bug this morning. Yeah. Hi, Stephanie. Somebody else said that, Calora, that the stink bugs are out in their area. I haven't seen them down here. Maybe they're not down here in the South this right now anyway. But I have seen people up in the North East saying that there are. So maybe they're just like in the middle, and I don't know. So did this one yesterday. And I don't remember. They're all posted a couple of days ago. I try to post them every other day. This is, I think, one of the second one I did in this book. Maybe it was the first or second one. So that one. You're in West Texas, Maya, and you have them coming in? Oh, okay. I'll have to ask Mom if she has them down in Texas, in her area. We did this one, I think, last week. And then these two. So I did this one shiny purple. It didn't photograph that well, but I did it with a metallic purple. But I like the way it looked in person. But it didn't, it kind of gave it a weird shadow down here because of the shine of the purple. That one. And this one, little mummy girl, and I added all the spider web. I just drew that in. And some of y'all know I don't know how to draw a spider web. Ask Julie Topaz. I just put some webs, but yeah. And I'm probably going to put webs on my Inktober, my Inksectober. I'll probably put webs on it too. So I better practice up on my webbage, on my webbing. And this is the one I'm working on this morning. So it's not done. It's just blocked in, but I have started doing with gold. With a gold marker, I'm doing little hay sticking out everywhere. And I just started shading her in. So it's not done, but this one's coming along. The little scarecrow girl. So this one I'll post later today. I'll probably finish it while I'm watching Janet's show. And I don't know, I was going to go to the post office. I said, well, I'll get all this stuff mailed out later this afternoon. And the post office is closed today. Today's Columbus Day, so there's no mail. Although sometimes Amazon deliveries still happen because I do have an Amazon delivery coming. So it's supposed to be here today. But if the post office is closed, sometimes Amazon still runs. But I don't know if I'll get it before the end of the show. If I get my mail before the end of the show, I'll show y'all. Except for one thing. Shh, I got one thing coming for Mom. I already sent her some things, but I'm going to send her something else. So, Mom, if you're listening, she can't have nothing on her birthday day just because I sent her something early. So some zombies. Yeah, Juanita's always got some good ideas, I'll tell you. So I just want to show you the whole book here. And you can follow Camilla on Instagram. I don't follow many people, artists, groups. Like I'm sure there's probably a Camilla group on Facebook, but I got out of all my color book groups because I didn't have time for them, and I felt like, if you're going to be in a group, you need to participate. So I got out of all my color book groups on Facebook because I just didn't have time to participate enough to feel like I should be in the group. I miss Vicky B. Good morning. Our Miss Vicky B, i.e., my planner queen. Oh, well, Kenny, it's good to have you back around. Hi, Kirsty. So, yeah, Miss Vicky B is our planner queen. Well, she's my planner queen, and I'm not a planner person. I love planners, and I love the, TNs and all the planner stuff, but I don't do daily planning. But then again, if you watch the show that Miss Vicky B was on, me and Janet interviewed her about, I don't know, a couple 3 weeks ago, and she showed a whole bunch of her planners. So if y'all missed that video, go back and watch it, because Miss Vicky B is like, she does a combo planner, smash book. She does a little of everything: art journaling, drawing, doodling, and she's got tons. And she did a little quick tour of her room too. So if you missed her little interview we had with her a couple weeks ago, go back and watch that. So that's the one I'm working on today. I'll finish this up later and post it. And yeah, so it's a fun book. And it doesn't take too long. I do washes of paint. I do washes of paint for a base, and then go in and shade with pencil. So it takes far less time to do a color book page with a base, with the base painted in, and then go back and shade. Go back and throw shade. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Yes, that's true. She did say she was going to do that. We have to hold her to that. Yeah, Miss Vicky, whenever you have a free Thursday, let us know, either me or Janet. Let us know when you have a free Thursday to do your pins. She's gonna talk pins, Miss Vicky B. Um Oh yeah, Miss Vicky loves the October and Halloween. So she shows. If you don't follow her on IG, she has decorations and all kinds of stuff. She's just fun. We love our Miss Vicky B, but we do need to get her on here to do pins, pin lady. So let's see. Remember to put in caps if you want. I mean, I catch a lot of what's said in chat, but if you're talking to me, put it in caps so I can catch it. Here come the cats. All right, so now let me show you the zines. So I made a quick little one, and I think it'll be cute when I make a. And I'm just showing. I made a very simple one to show you. You can make simple ones. You can make as complicated as you want. Oh, okay. You're rearranging. Why did you do that in your favorite month? You should be enjoying your month, Miss Vicky. I don't know, you just get a bee in your bonnet. Sometimes you want to organize, so I understand. So anybody that wants to be in the zine swap, there's a zine video, and it's just a 1-for-1, and you make a copy. Although I'm going to show you the person that I've got her zine here. She sent the original. She said, I just don't need it, so I sent the original. But guys, don't let them get too thick. This one will be okay, but don't let them get. If you're sending me an original, don't put a bunch of embellishments on, because when I forward it to the next person has sent me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and if they don't have, one stamp should get it to you. But if you're sending something bulky and chunky, you know, it's not going to be able to go through with one stamp. So be aware of that. Okay. It's just better if you make a copy, but if you know, this one's okay, but just be careful, people. You don't want it returned. So this is the one I made. I made just a real simple. I guess I'm gonna have to show it. Let's see if I can lighten it up. Let me brighten this up just a little bit while I'm holding it up to the camera because it gets a little dark. So this is just the little quick one I made. You're working on your zine today? So here we go. Very, very simple. Can't tell, that's the moon there. So yeah, there's my Halloween. Well, one, I'm making a bunch actually. But this was one I just made, Halloween with the moon there. So I don't know. I've tried to make it so you couldn't really tell it was a hand. You know, you can kind of see it's kind of the shape of a hand, but I wanted to make it so you couldn't really tell it was a hand. You couldn't really tell it was a hand till the last page. So anyway, there's one I've done. Just, you know, like I said, I'm going to do a bunch. Well, a few anyway, as I get time. Okay, so then this one, it is from, and I don't know her if she has a nickname. I don't know her nickname. Let me take off the little belly band here, but it's Victoria. Victoria, I don't know if she wants to say her last name, but Victoria N. Victoria sent this, and I'm not sure who she is, if she's one of our regular fibs with a different name, and I just don't know her. But anyway, I got to show this to you. It's very cool. So she said she sent the original because she said she didn't know what to do with it if she kept it. I would at least made myself a copy, and she had the little belly band around it. And oh, okay. Well, look at Pacola. Oh my God, she's on it, girl. Yeah, the deadline's October 31st to get them to me. Thank you, Pacola. She's all on it. And yeah, I need a self-addressed stamped envelope so I can send you somebody else's. But look at this. This is very cool. So there's a little. I hope it's showing up, but I love how it's just in black and white. And I thought she had a little something. I thought maybe did I see? No. No. Okay, that was it. Let me show it again. It's you? Gracie girl, this is you? I need to write that down if is that what you're saying, Gracie girl? It's you? Are you Victoria, Gracie girl? I just want to give credit to whoever, you know, does it. Okay, let me write that down here. I'm going to write it on my envelope. Gracie girl 63. Okay. All right, so let's show. So yeah. Okay. Open the whole page, she said. Okay, so let's open the whole page. Oh, looky there. Oh, I knew there was something tucked in somewhere. She had these little tuck-ins. I thought I'd seen it. I said, well, it's not in the envelope. Did I miss it? But it was just, I just didn't see it tucked in there. Look. I knew there was a face on it. I don't know why I didn't think to open the whole thing. Look, isn't that cool, guys? I just love it. Thank you so much. I know, that's amazing. See, I want to show them off. So when you send them in, I will show them. I know. It is amazing, right, Maya? Let's see. Hi, Dawn. Who else am I missing? I'm probably missing people coming in. Well, thanks for letting me know who you were, Victoria Gracie. Yeah, I try, you know, if you don't want your real names out there, I don't want, you know, anybody to, but I want to give credit to the people that send them in. So again, then if they fold up like this, so isn't that awesome? And then she had the little belly band on it too. See if I can get it back on there. Like that. So yeah, very cool. So somebody will get it. I'm not keeping them. They get moved on. They get moved on. So they'll get forwarded on. So there we go. I know everybody's going, love that, Gracie girl. Hi, Debbie the Doodler. Although, you know, I wonder if I should make copies of them so that I can show them later. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make some copies of them, and so I can keep a copy to put in with my what do you call it, my zine collection. So the next time I show zines off, I can show these, right? Because I didn't make it a requirement where y'all sent me one too. But if I make a copy of it, I could keep one for later. So yeah, so that goes with that. I'll keep her note and her, of course, she sent a self-addressed stamped envelope. So that'll go. I'm keeping everything in the envelopes until I swap them. So the original envelopes that everybody sends everything in, they stay in them until I swap them out. So I don't get them lost or anything. It's not so bad with just one zine per person, but when you're swapping out, like we've done a zine swap, we did, what was it, 20 or 25? We did a zine swap where everybody sent me one and I exchanged 25. So it was quite the thing here. I think everybody had to send 5. I think people had to send 5, and I forget now. You can have different rules for different zine swaps. But anyway, so I want to make sure I show them all as they come in. So get them in before the end of the month. It's an 8.5 by 11. The overall size of a zine sheet is 8.5 by 11. Yeah, it's just your standard copy paper. Your standard copy paper sheet. I showed, let me see if I have one handy here. I showed it. If y'all missed it, go watch the video I have on it. Okay, so it's just a standard piece of copy paper. And you fold it in half. You fold it in half. And then you fold each one in half like this, and that's it. Okay? And then you open it back up, and just like you saw Gracie's, you open it up, you cut in the middle, and then you fold it up. I have all the instructions are on the last video. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, Kenny, I have a video. Pacola posted the link a minute ago. If you want to either scroll back or just look at my playlist. It's just like Zine Swap, or how it's called Hallow Zine Swap. So it shows how to do it. Yeah. Okay. There it is right there. She posted it again. Yeah. It's all on the swap info. Okay. So yeah. All right. So, and I've got some other ones going on. I'm making some other ones. So we'll get, I'll show them as I have time to make them. Then, what else? I'm going to since we're talking journals, I'm going to go ahead and show these, although I have plans for them, but I will show you the 3 different kinds that I got. And I got these at Books A Million. So I know you art journal lovers, which, by the way, we're going to work in some art journals today. I'll flip through these and then we'll do something in them. And then I might work on my color book page, or we'll see. But I have to show you these because, and I'm sure you can buy them online, but I got mine at Books A Million. And I bought these little journals. Look at these. They're so cute. So look at them. They're just little mini. This one was on clearance because it was kind of dirty, and it was the only one they had in the suede. But this one's like a suede one, but because it was kind of like, I don't know, I like it kind of dirty because it looks like it's old. So this was the only one they had of these. They had lots of these and these. So this one has a little tree on it. Let's see, I guess, do I have them upside down? This one has a little tree on it. Okay. I know they're so tiny. The Hobbit journals. Yeah, Miss Vicky. So Books a Million has them, and they're only like $5, guys. They're only like $5. I'll open it here in a minute. But look at that. I love the latch. Look. See? And they got 1, 2, 3. Well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 6 signatures. So I'll give you the ISBN so if you can look them up online. They're made in India, pen to paper, handmade leather journal. I don't know if I don't know, it's a weird number. You can try V057613. Oh, wait. No, I think this is it right down here. Hang on. This is our ISBN. Forget that number. I think that's their Indian number. Here is the ISBN 9781532540349. Pen to paper. Handmade leather journal made in India. So, they must be filled with tiny secrets. And so I'm trying to show you how the little latch, so it has a little circle that goes over like that, and then the little latch goes through. So it's like that. And at Books a Million, they're only $5. Now, if you go on and look it up on Amazon or something, don't tell me. I don't know if they're more expensive, but that's how much they are at Books a Million. So got that one. Then this one has a little cross on it, and look, it's all, you can see all the signature. Look, all the handmade signatures. So they're all the same inside. So this one has some little like not fleur de lis, but some little Celtic knot, maybe something there, and then the cross on the back. I'm trying to keep it so the glare will show the embossed part. And so these were the 2 brown ones that they had. And then again, they only had one of these. So maybe they had a whole bunch at one time. Let me see if the ISBN is different. I don't have a thing in this one. So this one was marked down. So, I think I got it for $2.50 instead of $5. But it's it's the same thing. It's just a different kind of a leatherette or something, a suede like. So yeah, and you can see there, this one does have 6. 1, 2. Does it have 6 in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it has 6 signatures as well. So anyway, yeah, those I'm gonna have some fun with these, and haven't done anything in them yet, but I thought I'd share those. What else? Is going on? All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and work. I think I'm going to work in this one. So let me just flip through this one. Again, I know I've flipped through these quite a few times. I'm just going to do it while I'm chatting with you guys. So let me start by saying I never feel like I have to finish a page before I work on another one. So most of my pages are all in process. There's a couple that I'd say were finished, but these kind of journals, I just like to work on them whenever I want. So it's not like my abandoned books. And if y'all want to see my abandoned collage books, then I have playlists for that. I've got hundreds of videos on collaging and mixed media, art journals. There's just literally hundreds. Been streaming on YouTube for 6 years and 4 years before that on Ustream. So I've got a lot of videos. I forget how many I have now. I don't know if 1,200. I forgot to look. I haven't looked lately. So, but I have a lot of videos and tons of mixed media, art journaling, collage, abandoned book, abandoned places, and all that. So Anyway, so what I wanted to say is that I'll work on these, and then if I just want to continue to add to them, I'll add to them. They're rarely completed in the sense of like my abandoned books. I'll complete one of those or one of my posters. And by the way, let me show y'all if let me show you the poster here. So this is a poster. This is the same size as my Inktober, by the way. So it's a huge poster. It's again 22 by 29. I'm so zoomed in, it wants to flash out, but it's a big poster. So what I did for it, thank you for this month. Just put that back. Is let me get one out of an envelope. Is I had prints made. I had prints made of it. So this is my thank you to everybody that's supported me in the last month. So I just made a little print of it. I mounted on black cardstock and sign it. So that I think it turned out pretty good for such a big poster being shrunk down. So yeah, so there's that. I did that over the last weekend. So anyway, but these kind of art journals, this kind of thing, these I never feel like I have to finish them. All right, let me move that lights a little bright. There we go. I never feel like I have to finish these. I can just work on them whenever. So you can see they're all in different stages. They're in different stages of, let's see, I might need to turn the brightness down just a little. There we go. There we go. Thanks, Jane. So I just work on them whenever. They're just kind of chill. They don't have to be any, not everyone has to be, a big old story or something. They can just keep working on them as long as you want. And while you're working on them, you might be watching somebody or listening to your music or whatever. And you can just, chill and play, in your art journals. They don't have to be so serious. They can be whatever you want them to be. So some of them, like the stickers here, I will paint that out. I usually paint out the stickers. You can fussy cut out the white edge on a sticker, but you could also just paint it out. I have scribbles on them that can get painted in. This all blend. And so you can just see, I can just keep playing and working in them as I want. So these three right here really don't have a theme, or any, purpose other than just playing in them. And so that's what I do. So when I do a journal like this, what I like to do, and it does take some time, but it's the way I like to do it. I like to go through a book like this and glue down something on every page. And you'll see some pages, especially in this one that I'm going to work in today. I like to glue something down on every page. Then I'll go back and I'll paint on it. Then I might glue some more stuff on it. Then I'll go back and paint and blend. And so it's just a constant go back and forth with a journal like this. Now I did these a little, I have a little bit of difference depending on like my TNs that I showed a couple weeks ago when we worked in those. Those I will glue down and scrape either gesso if I want a whitewash look or scrape paint if I just want to go straight into color. And then from that, I will blend out things. So I'll just go through the whole book and glue something on every page. Then I'll go through and maybe add some paint on every page. And then in between, I might stop and work on a page. But when I do a journal like this, I like to get something on every page. Here's where I went ahead and started painting one of my own little animals on here, my little lemur. So that's just painted in. He just needed a friend. So you ran out of glue working in your glue book. You gotta get some more. Yeah. And sometimes I'll use a glue stick. Now, when I'm doing like that big poster I just showed you, or if I'm working in one of my abandoned books, I will use golden matte medium to glue everything down and give everything a matte look. But in something like this, it's not this is not precious, it's just meant to be fun, creative. And when I'm working in something like this, like I also try to go by color. If you look, there's like a three, usually a three with maybe there's some additional little accent colors, but there's usually like, three colors on a page. And what I'll do is I'll use the color as my inspiration. And then as I'm working on stuff, other ideas will occur to me, and I have other books to write down ideas in. So like this one is the one I'm working. This one's almost full, so I actually kind of started another one. But so like here, let me show you. So you can see this one is getting full of ideas. So as I'm working in another journal, if I get some ideas, I'll just write them down. Let's don't get that in the paint. I'll write them down in one of these, in a sketchbook. So I have another books, and of course I have my um, Society of Idea Collector notebooks and all that. But I always keep, and I would recommend that too. Let me pull that back up. I would recommend always having some kind of a journal, something where you can just doodle, write down ideas, list. If it's messy, it doesn't matter, and where you can write down stuff without having to think, oh, this has got to be written real pretty, or it's got to be a real pretty. You need at least one journal, whether it's a sketchbook size like that, a Moleskine. You need something where you can scribble down ideas. Okay. Oh, this one's from Michael's. The band. This is just one of those Michael's, cheap sketchbooks, and yeah. But you need a place where you can just throw down stuff without having to think it's, oh, I got to write pretty and neat and all that. And this is kind of the same with these. These are just kind of, there's my wax paper you want to put in between so you don't glue your pages together. So this one is one that I've been working in. And then I'll show you the small one, and then we're going to work in this one. Okay. So I have three of these Arteza ones that I'm working in. So this is the same idea, except just smaller. And again, I painted my own little lemur in there. And so, whatever you want to glue, it can be a combination glue book, art journal, paint, scribbles, collage. It can be a little whatever. Okay. Oh, my. Yeah, did you see it, Maya? So like here's where I've put some whitewash down. So if you do this kind of a technique, which I did in my traveler's notebook ones that I showed a couple of weeks ago, if you put down white paint to kind of start to blend things rather than going straight for paint to blend things, well, if you do this, then you can use your any kind of and it can be whatever kind of crayons that are water soluble, and you can scribble down. You can scribble some of this down, and you can move it with water. Again, it doesn't have to be Jane Davenport ones. It can be your Neocolor too. It can be your Woodies. It can be any kind of water soluble medium. So you can just scribble, and you can go back later and then blend it in, or you can just get you a water brush. Let me see where I can find it. It's sitting here somewhere. Find one that has water in it. And then because it's got the gesso underneath, then when you go over it, you can just blend in. So you can do multiple different ways of adding and blending color in. So you can do this, or you could just go directly with, what are these, Kenny? These are the Jane Davenport color sticks, but they are discontinued because from what Jane said, The factory that was making these burned down. So, but again, you got gelatos, you got Neocolor too. They're just pretty in the little box, but you can use any kind of water soluble. You can even just use watercolor. You can just do this with watercolor over the gesso. So I'm just going to kind of blend this in real quick. And then I can always go back and add more. I can add acrylic paint. You can just add whatever. That's why it's called mixed media, because you're just putting all kinds of things down on there. So you can see it's starting to blend that in. And then again, I'll go back in. Let me open this window. I can go back in with, and I always clean my water brushes off on a Kleenex, because you can squeeze some water out and the Kleenex like pulls the paint off. So you can do that. Let me dry this real quick. And you want to dry things as best as you can, because when you turn the pages, that's what makes pages stick together, is wet paint and stuff. So I'm just going to flip through. Again, what I'd start out with is just gluing something. If I just glue one or two things to every page. And in something like this, if you want to use a glue stick for just a small little journal, something like this, I don't get out the matte medium and the glue brushes and all that. Hang on. Boo's messaging me. She needed a book for school. I had to get her for that. Okay, let's see. Let me give her a hug before she goes to school. Okay. All right. Let's see. I don't know if remember, guys, put in caps if you're talking to me. If you're just talking amongst yourselves, then So you can see I started adding more color. Here's where I've just glued some things down. Some of these I use more stickers because I got those sticker books. So we like our sticker books. But if there's like a wide edge like that, I'll probably end up painting that in at some point. But again, it's just I'll just work on a little bit at a time, and then just move on to another page. I never feel like I have to complete one. Now, I know a lot of people can't do that. It bugs them to move on to a new page before finishing another one, but it doesn't me. As a matter of fact, if I had to finish a page before I moved on, I would drive myself crazy, because I just have so many ideas, so many colors, and so many ideas that I want to explore. And again, look, see how they're all like main color themes. Like you might find one or two main colors. There's so many colors and things I want to explore. I can't wait to finish a page that may take me a couple of days, or at least some hours, like I do my abandoned books. If it takes me all those days, I'm sitting on my foot, it's falling asleep. And excuse the squeaky chair. I always say that because it makes a lot of noise, but it's my 25-year-old chair, and it's so comfortable. I'm not getting rid of it because it squeaks. Anyway, that being said, if I had to wait to finish every page in an art journal like this, I wouldn't get all these ideas. And then also, while I'm doing these, different ideas occur to me, and that's where, even if you wrote it down on a Post-it note, I would suggest having a sketchbook like that. Paint this one that I just showed you. And I can fill these up pretty quick. That's why I have a lot of sketchbooks, art journals, but or Society of Idea Collector notebooks. So this is kind of like what a pre-Society of Idea Collector notebook would be. If I'm just throwing down ideas or throwing a Post-it note, or like here's my Inktober, things here. I have a list of my. Let's see, I think it's right here because I was using it. Here's my Inktober bugs. So whatever I'm writing down, then later, if there's something in this that I want to think about or remember or keep other than in here, and I want to develop it further, then it can go into another Society of Idea Collector where it's more detailed. But if I'm writing something down, even if it's just a post-it note, and something occurs to me, like here's these little fish. I'm just looking at this just out of the blue to think something up right now. But here's these little fish, a Celtic knot. So you could have all these little fish in a Celtic world. Or here's one that kind of looks like a jellyfish. I mean, this one just looked like a planet in the distance, and then these little pods growing up. So this is just painted out, painted around the little pods there. Or well, they're not pods, they're tulips, tulip bulbs, but I made them into pods on this world. So, I'll still continue on with this. Let's see, do I have any questions? Yeah, I just like working on multi-pages, Hi, Rosalind. Well, Kenny, the more you use your imagination, everybody has one. Don't say you don't have one, but the more you use it, I would say the quicker ideas come to you, because you're used to looking at things differently. You're used to writing things down. You're used to painting things in. But if you just think, oh, I don't have an imagination, so I'm not even going to get out a pen and paper. Well, can't help you. You got to write it down. You got to write it down, paint it down, doodle it down. Even if you don't have paints with you can say, okay, I can imagine this, like that mummy girl in the color book page. I can imagine it all just monochromatic and all just slate blue. Write things down. And I'm telling you, you have an imagination. So hi, Pacola. Oh, Pacola's going to go get tea. So yeah, exactly. Follow the rabbit trail for a while and write it down. Write it down, because if you don't write it down, that rabbit trail is closed up and gone. The rabbit is gone another way. What Jane was just saying, write it down. Follow the rabbit trails. But like, for instance, Kenny, if I say to you right now, a red apple and a green apple. Did you picture that in your head? Can you see a red apple and a green apple in your head? Then you have an imagination. If you can picture that in your head, a red apple and a green apple, that is your image. That is your image. Imagination. That's your imagination. You can image it in your head. If you can image it in your head, you have an imagination. It's just that most people don't write it down. They don't write it down. They don't paint it down. They don't color it down. They just let it go. Oh, yeah, that was a good idea. Okay, let me go feed the cats or whatever. My cats are a handy, reference. But if you don't write it down or do something with the idea, it's just a fleeting thought. Oh, thank you, Amoristy. Thank you so much. Let me click on you. Thank you so much for creating this channel, and what's inspiring me to get through Art School Society of Ideas is what got me going, and thank you for it. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm telling you, you got to write stuff down. I can't ever stress that enough. And I say it all the time, mind map, make lists. Anybody can take a mind map, take one word, this is a simple one, take one word. And then what comes to your mind? Like just, make little legs off of that circle. What comes to your mind when you think of that? Like, let's just say there's a butterfly. All right, so you have a butterfly. What comes to your mind when you think of a butterfly? A cocoon, a chrysalis, maybe spring, or maybe something that matters to you with a reference to a butterfly. Maybe it meant something to your grandmother, or it meant something to your kids. Write that, mind map it out. And then after you got then you can, and I've shown y'all many times, go look at the Society of Idea Collector videos. And I show you some basic, mind mapping, list making, make your people, place, and thing, and recombine things. I've got tons of videos on all this, But, thanks, Rosalind. But, the problem that I find that people say, well, I don't have an, and I'm not picking on you, Kenny. You just happen to say it at the right moment for me to use you as an example. Love you, Kenny. Most people will say, well, I don't have an imagination, or I wish I had more of imagination. They're not using it. They're just not using their imagination, or they're not writing things down or making lists or mind mapping, etc. So, the more you do stuff, just even simple stuff like throwing some glue book stuff down, painting it out. It doesn't have to be IG worthy. This is for you to use your imagination and get ideas flowing. And then if you have a book where you can either write down lists and mind map and other things based on your little art journaling pages, you'll find you're going to have more imagination than you can ever have ideas to use. Kitty. I love you, Kitty. You're going to have more ideas than you can ever use. So like this little paint now, this isn't painted in yet. This sticker is not painted in, but I can see, looking off into a distance. But look, just some scrape paint and some smudged paint, and already starting to look like mountains and clouds. And then up in the sky here, look, there's a little doorway. There's a little portal up in the sky. It's not painted all in, but I have the idea down, right? You like the sizes? You have one of these, don't you, Janet? All right, so here's somewhere this is what I start with. I'll go through the whole book and do this. So, and I try to kind of keep colors together. So in this case, look at that bird. It has a magenta and that yellow, a little touch of blue. So I found this magenta purpley flower, this piece of something out of a magazine or a scrapbook paper. And look, it has all the colors. So I just glued all this down, and then I'll worry about it later. I'll just start by gluing something down. And this one, I'm going to say, this one has more stickers than I usually use, but I had just got that sticker book, the Stickertopia book. So I was wanting to use a lot of those stickers because it was just I love that book, right? The Stickertopia book. So this book has more stickers in it than I normally use, but I will. And you can fussy cut it first before you stick them down. I just stuck them down because I know how I work, and I'm going to paint that out. So I'll just add red and yellow and paint around the sticker so it disappears, right? But so again, this one does have quite a few more stickers than most of my journals do, but I just had fun with the stickers. So but as you can see, if you're looking at, as I'm flipping through, they have color themes. And that color theme is based on the 2 or 3 things that I glued down at the beginning of going through the book, right? And then I'll go in and paint and just play with the paint. Then if I decide I want some more collage or more stickers or more images, I'll throw some more images on there and go back and paint them in. And so, yeah. So I'll stop, and if something occurs to me while I'm gluing something down, so I'm just seeing a nice the landscape here. Maybe I use the stairs for inspiration for here, the poppies, or and then this is just way too purple. So here's another thing: if you glue something down or stick something down, and you start working on a page. I'll just go ahead and do it real quick here because I have this. Oh, let me put a little red on here just to show you. Because we're going to work in the journals here in a minute. Some red here. This is left over from my color book page this morning I'm working on. And again, I like to use my fingers a lot too. So I'll finger paint. I'll use baby wipes. I'll use brushes, whatever. But look, so I got this here, and I'm thinking, I'm going to use it as an example for you guys. So it's just not working for me. So I'm going to pick up. Oh, that might be too. That's still there, wet. So it's just too. I don't want purple. So I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of that purple there. And so my point is don't be afraid to cover something up. Now let me get a baby wipe. Don't be afraid to cover something up that's not working for you. If you get in there and you're going, oh, I love that page, but that purple is just so not working. Well, then cover it up. Just cover it up. And then a baby wipe is the best blending tool there is. So you can blend. You can go in here and blend. Let's get a little bit more of that yellow ochre. And then maybe I'll put a glow around those. But a baby wipe will, blend out real easily for you. So you can, I just want to show you that don't be intimidated by something that you put down that's not working. It's okay. It's just a piece of paper that you got out of a magazine or something. It's not like it's a picture of my grandkids or something like that. But dry in between, because that's what will stick your pages together. Okay, so no, just let us move on now. So again, color themes, and then these were some different tests that we've done with different pens. So, and they get a little chunky, and you can see how that spine's starting to warp. You want to, and I try to remember to do it when you're working in a book like with a spine like this, is you want to work some in the front, some in the back, some in the middle, back and forth, because if not, your spine is going to do that. If you just work front to back, it's going to warp completely like that. And you really can't really ever get it back because you've wet it and it's kind of that way. So you want to kind of work. This one I was more diligent to work front to back. And then this one too. This one has something on every page. So you see it's a little warped, but they get chunky, but I like them that way. Okay. So this is the newest one that I'm working in. Let me just move these off the table. Let's move this print away. So I'm not getting anything on it. I think real quick, I'm going to take just a minute to show you these three because I talked about it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you because it's a little bit different process that I work in my Travelers than in one of these. These are just one. I just use my imagination, just whatever comes to me. I glue, I paint, I scrape. Now these have a little bit, depending on which one I'm showing you, they have a little bit more purpose. Like this one. Hi, Peter. How's it going? Good to see you. Peter's one of the comic book artists that I know. This one I showed you, and look, it's just scraped right there. This is how it starts with a white washed background, and then I go in and blend out. This one has more faith-based, so it has a purpose, right? Same thing for these. They have different purposes. And so I work in these different, well, this one's kind of the same as this one because I'm starting with just gluing something down, right? Just started with gluing something down. So you can work in this size. These are the Travelers inserts. You can work in this size, or you can work in, the other two sizes that I'm showing you here. You work in any size of book. Okay. So I'm going to flip through this, and then I'll stop. After I flip through it, I will, let me move the wax paper. You always, if you're working on a book where you're going to the edge with paint and painting all the way to the edge, you want to put some wax paper or something between the pages while you're working on them, because then, I don't care if they get paint on the edges, but you don't want to glue your pages together, which is very easy to do. It's very easy to glue your pages together while you're thick paint. Okay, so I'm just going to flip through, and you'll see where I've got some more finished than others. Like this one's a little more finished. This one's a little more finished. They're not, I never really think of these as complete because I can always go in if something occurs to me to add something to it. but I'm starting, these have a few more people in it than I usually add. Y'all know I don't add people many times to my, very rarely in my abandoned altered books, because I feel like I want you to be the person. Hi, Devin. Hi, Julie. Other Julie. Anybody else that I might have missed coming in? Don't forget, if you're talking to me, to put it in caps. I won't think you're yelling at me. Just say hi to you, Maya. Good morning. I said hi to Jane, because I want you to be the person rather than a person looking back at you, or, but in this book, I did add a few more people. But again, look how it's color based. Okay, look. So when I was gluing this stuff down, I wasn't thinking, well, I mean, you kind of think about it depending. I guess I can't say never. But when I'm gluing stuff down just to fill the book, I'm thinking more about color than the story that will develop. Like this one's more of a developed story than this. But I can see a story coming together, but I didn't think about that so much when I was gluing. I was gluing down by color, right? So I'm just going to flip through so you can kind of just see the different things that I've, can you see how it's got, color ideas going with it? And these aren't even glued down. Look, I tack them down. So what I'll do is if I want to do a whole bunch of pages kind of quick, is I'll just take a glue stick, go through my collage fodder, and start gluing things down. None of this is like, I mean, I wouldn't want to try to rip them all up, but they're started to be glued down. Now, when I go to glue them down, I can do a couple different things depending on the book I'm working in. If I'm working in my abandoned books, I use my matte medium, my golden matte medium, to glue everything down. You can do that with one of these as well. Or if you just don't feel like getting out the matte medium, then just get out your glue stick, go around all the edges and glue it down. You're painting over it as well. Just depends on how permanent you want to feel like your page is. So again, they're colors. Look at the, see, based on different colors and things. But I'll just go through and glue things in, and then I'll go back and paint. Like, look, blue and red, more, neutrals with a pop of red, a lot of gray. So they're just stuff glued down as a beginning. What kind of journal and paper are you using? This right here, Linda, this is the Arteza. This is the Arteza. I don't know if I have I don't have it's not the watercolor one. I think it's just called a sketchbook. The paper is pretty heavy. If you're going to do a lot of painting and water and mixed media, you want to have something thick enough that's going to hold up to it. And again, when I'm doing, I'll show it in a minute. I'll flip real quick through to show you the thickness of the book pages that are in an abandoned book. By the time I put, paper, glue, matte medium, paint, back and front on a coffee book type book, it makes it thicker. And then I also varnish. I varnish my finished pages in my abandoned altered books, so they're sturdy by the time they're done. But depending on how much you're going to, I really want to work on this one. I might put a post-it down there. Might work on this one. It's just drawing to me. I mean, it's just calling to me. So you just stop and work on it if you do. Bye, Kalura. Have a good day. It's always good to see you here or at one of the other streamers. Good to see you. So like all these colors just go together. But again, if you're working on something and a color doesn't work for you, just paint over it. But this is where you're going to get a lot of ideas, and you're going to use your imagination by just having a book like this at, an art journal, or like I showed you, this book where you're just, this is more writing than it is, what do you call it? Art journaling. It's more of ideas and sketching out ideas. So again, they're just tacked down with a glue stick enough to hold it in place until Clara, until I go back and look. So here's, I've got a blank page here. So I should pull out and just do so. Here's, I just scraped. I had some leftover. This is what, when you have leftover paint, you want to just don't want to waste it and scrape it down. I've got a couple. I think that's I got some more. I thought that was it, but there's more. So here again, pinks and cream colors. So this is just some leftover scrapbook paper. So I have a few pages left in this one to add something to it. So look at this scrapbook paper and look at this magazine image. Can you see how they go together? I mean, I can. So these don't have that much on them yet, but they got something going. So anyway, yeah. Let me pull real quick. I'm not going to show the before and afters, because if y'all want to see my before and afters, I've got tons of this showing these my abandoned places, abandoned castles, abandoned palaces, abandoned civilizations, abandoned sacred places, all the books that I have, the before and afters. There's a whole playlist. But I want to show you that when I'm working in one of these, see how it's varnished? So it's got things glued down. It's got matte medium gluing it down. It's got paint on it. And then when it's all said and done, I varnish it. So the pages are they're pretty sturdy. It's not like a magazine page, right? So let me just show a few of the finished ones. These are all in progress here. I'll show a couple of finished ones in this book, like this one. This is one of my favorites. I love this one. This one's not varnished yet, so they're just different stages. This one's done but not varnished. And when you varnish them, people always ask me, let me show it. I use the Delta Ceramcoat Gloss Interior Exterior Gloss Varnish. So I'm using Golden Matte Medium, which is matte, flat, to glue everything down. But after everything's said and done, I varnish it with a water. It doesn't have to be this brand, but you want a water-based varnish, not an oil-based. You want a water-based. This does not glue my pages together. You want to make sure and test it on some other book, that whatever kind of water-based varnish you buy, after you varnish your page, leave it out overnight. Don't close the book. That's why half of these are not varnished, because I got to leave it out and leave them open and all that. And then make sure, test it out. And then when you close your book for a few days, make sure you can go back and they're not stuck together. Okay. You want to test it. You're going to put a lot of work into a book like this. And, I've been working on this one since, I think this first page is when I first started. This book I started in 2016. So I've been working in this book for 4 years. And if you're going to complete a book like this, you don't want it to be, you don't want your pages to glue together, right? So I don't know why I have this. This must be because we were doing a before and after, because I have the same book with nothing done in it. So I've shown this book and the other ones, the before and after pages, what they look like before I worked on them, and then what they look like after. So this is one that had 4 different unrelated pictures on it. They had nothing to do with each other than maybe the country that they were in. But I use paint to blend them all together. Hi, Tracy. So this is one of my favorites, and it is done and varnished. So that's one of my favorites. And again, guys, I've flipped through these many, many times, so I'm not going to show you the before and after, but there are videos on that. So they're in different stages. You know, once you varnish them, though, that's pretty much it. So if you varnish a page, you really are done with that page. So don't varnish a page if you're not completed. Like there, that one's varnished, because you're going to have a hard time painting over anything. So these are all in just different stages, but again, you have to love doing it, and I love to use abandoned books. Carrie and Connolly's Abandoned Castles, Abandoned Places, Abandoned Sacred Place. I love the abandoned books. But if you want to do a reverse collage book like this, and you don't care for abandoned places, get a book, get a theme that you like. It can be like I have the castle book. It can be castles. It can be gardening. It could be travels. Like, you could get a book on Italy or Japan. Get a book, a coffee table book. If you're going to work on it for years, you want a book that you're going to love to work in. Okay. You want a book that you're going to love to work in. Okay. So those are books that I will eventually finish, but I don't think of these in the same way. This is just more, this for me is more play, get some ideas, throw some paint, and not be intimidated by the page. And then while I'm doing it, if something else occurs to me, like if I like some design that happens, or I like some color combination, that's when I'll open up one of my sketchbook writing books and write down, or if while I'm working an idea occurs to me, I'll just write it on a Post-it note. So right now, this little bird is telling him a secret. I'm thinking, well, now does this bird want in on the secret? Does he know the secret and he told him to tell him the secret? Is he looking at this bird thinking, I got a secret to tell you? I mean, you can make up a whole story in your head, but it's only in your head unless you write it down. So if you want to remember the ideas that occur to you while you're doing this stuff, you got to write it down. I know I say I repeat it. But if you do not write it down, you will not remember it, not in the same way that it occurred to you when it first occurred to you. So you got to write it down. Okay, so let's see. Bye, Rosalind. All right, thank you for stopping in. You want to make a Janet? She just wants to make up the secret. Good one, Janet. And by the way, guys, don't forget Janet streams after me at 1 Eastern. I try to get done by about 11:30, between 11:30 and 12, and then about an hour later, Janet comes on. So she streams after me on Monday, and then I stream Wednesday morning again at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then Janet and I have been doing a guest show on Thursdays at 10 Eastern, so an hour later than my normal time. She comes over on my channel and we do a guest show. And if we end up with there's no guests, it'll just be me and Janet. We don't mind. Okay, so now I want to play on this page. So I'm going to take my wax paper and just put it behind the pages, just so I don't end up gluing, just something to separate, buffer from the next page. I don't ever care if this gets paint on it. I just don't want to glue the pages together. All right, so let's just put some wax paper between there. And again, all the paint I use is craft paint. Although I have been using some of Jane's because I bought it on clearance. So I have these Jane Davenport paints that I got on clearance. And for a long time, I never bought these because I thought that they were going to be like artist grade paints. That's not that they're not artist grade, but most artist grade paints that you buy in the tubes are have a binder like a sheen to them. So the color pencil does not go over them. So I never bought them. But then come to find out, and Jane came on the show one day and she was saying the same. She goes, no, there's no shine to them. Like this golden right here, this is going to have a shine to it. That it's fine if you want to use in your art journal, but if you plan to put any color pencil over it, it's not going to stick. So you want to use craft paints that have no shine to them. So I have these, but for the most part, I use just Americana craft paint. They're about $1 each color at the craft stores, and you can, as long as you get the matte kind. There's also gloss, there's metallic, there's satin. Don't get those if you want to use color pencil over the top. Janice being funny in chat. Let's see. Yes, we are going to have, Devin's asking to have Mary on again. Yeah, when I haven't got back with Mary on a time that she can come on. We had Mary on, but she was having such audio difficulties with her headphone or her earbuds. And so Janet sent her some new ones so that, and Janet will be the first to say, I didn't go out and spend any money. I had them left from when we went to Australia. So that's what Janet will say. But she did send Mary a pair of earbuds, and I have not heard if Mary has tested those yet. If anybody here knows if Mary's tested her new earbuds as far as working, because I felt bad for Mary because the audio, she was roboting and it was like echoing, and Janet and I couldn't fix it for her, right? So we're going to do another show with Mary so she can show her journals again and talk about her art and her idea collecting and all that. So thank you Pacola. Yeah, said it, and FIBS stands for Friends in the Box, and so there's a little schedule there. So we do want, somebody asked, I didn't see who asked, Devin, I think. So we are having Mary back on whenever she can be on, and also if she says that her headphones are a go. Okay, so let me see. I think I want some blues and grays. Let's get a couple blues and grays. So I'm just going to get out some and maybe a pink. And then the only thing that's really standing out in red and orange are those two birds. Everything else is kind of. And you can water down, you can do washes, you can do, like I said, you can do finger painting, you can do brushes, you can use your baby wipes to blend, a little whatever you want to do. It's just to throw down some ideas. So I thought that's what we would do today. So I'm going to get that color. I'll probably need a little bit of white. Hi, Nanamo. It's been a while, Nanamo. Good to see you. How you been? Hope everybody is doing well. Had a good weekend, staying healthy. I see. Tracy, did I say hi to you? I said hi to Carrie Ann. So again, we can use, let me just get a little scruffy brush. So when I say scruffy, I want an angle brush. So let me get a scruffy angle brush. So sometimes I'll use some of my older brushes that are scruffed out, they're all flared out and they're scruffy. And I just use craft brushes. I have some nice oil painting watercolor brushes. I don't use those I don't do that. I don't do watercolor paintings very rarely. And I gave all my oil painting stuff to Cameron. I just don't do it. I don't like the drying time. It's a mess. You got to leave stuff sitting around. There's cat hairs flying around and sticking to the oil paint. So I don't do oil paints anymore. I've done a few, but, it's not my favorite. Let's see. Good to be. I've been at my daughter's with the grands. Okay, well, good, Nana. Well, it's good to see you. I see you on. I see you on IG. So, and if y'all don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Inky Well with an INKIWELL, or Dee Dee Willingham. My real name is everywhere. So, if you want to follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, guys, all my art and albums are public on Facebook. So I don't follow everybody on Facebook. I'm out. I got out of most of my groups because I just don't have time to participate in them. But you can see my art, and if if you want to follow me, but don't get upset if I don't follow you. It's not that. Facebook is a whole nother animal. If you know what I mean. So I just don't have time for groups. Okay, so this right here is not glued down. So before I do that, let's just glue. So we can do a couple things. We can use, I just use it like an Eileen's Tacky, or I can use a combination of that and a glue stick, or I could get out the matte medium, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just gonna glue stick and maybe some tacky glue, just to be quicker about it. But you can use whatever you want. So I'm just going to kind of, I might go ahead with them. I think I'll go with the tacky glue just because I can get my finger in it and be quicker. So let me get another tray here. And my palettes are just coffee lids, unless I'm doing something that is watercolor based, which I do use watercolor. I just don't do watercolor paintings. But if I use any water mediums, or I want to use something that has water based and I want to use a water brush, I'll use this porcelain tray for anything water based, because if it's water based, it's translucent and you're going to see through it. Well, you can't see through the color and see the true color on black. With acrylic paint, you can see it's opaque and you can see the color on a black lid, but you can't do that with any water-based media. So if you're using any kind of watercolors, neocolor sticks or anything like that, use white. If you don't have a porcelain tray, let me show you another trick you can use. If you don't have a porcelain tray, get a piece of plastic that comes off of any packaging, or even a page protector. Get a page here. I think I have one. You can get a page protector even. Let me get a piece of paper just to show you. You don't have to have. So you can take a white paper and a page protector, and you can mix water soluble stuff on here. You want the paper in there so you can see the color. But and I show you another little tip, if you just to show you some more tips. You can use your Crayola super tip markers as a watercolor. Now again, keep in mind you're not doing a painting that you want to, hand down for generations to come with the watercolor, with a Crayola marker, right? This is for you to play and sketch and doodle, but you can put your marker down on plastic, take a water brush. I don't know if there's any water in this one. And then you can paint with it like watercolor. Okay. So you can use that as like a watercolor just off of the plastic. So you can do that. Move that out of the way. But when I'm using just acrylic paint, I'm just using coffee lids. Let's see. All right, so this is all dry paint. Another kind of fun thing, and I don't do it because I don't have anything really. I've done a couple things with it, but once your acrylic paint gets kind of thick on your plastic lids, you can peel it off. And I know people have done projects with that's that metallic. It's still wet from yesterday, but you can peel this up, and it's really cool on the underside. It's really cool on the underside of it when you peel it off. And there's people that make things with these acrylic skins and use them in their art, but I just don't have time to do that. So yeah. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to just squeeze out some glue here. And this one's almost empty. So let's see what I can get out of it. And what I like about the Eileen's tacky glue now is they come with these little, kind of lids like this, so you can stand it up on end. So they're made to stand up on end, so they're always ready to go. This one's just almost empty. All right, so I'm going to put some glue down like this. The other thing I like about tacky glue is it rolls right off your fingers. If you have any questions, ask them. Feel free. The bird is cleaning. No, he's telling him a secret. Well, in your world, he's cleaning his ear, Deborah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick some up on my finger here, and I'm just going to go around anything that's not glued down, and I'm just going to glue it down like this. Now, again, if you're going to work in your abandoned books that you're going to work in and finish that book in years and years, you probably want to use your matte medium. This is my fun little glue book and art journal. So I'm just going to, glue it down. I'm just going to glue everything down with some tacky glue. Okay, so, and I need a baby wipe. And again, let me show you my big poster here, which this was my thank yous to everybody this month. And it's going to be really zoomed in, but so something like this big poster that I'm working on or finished, that I worked on, this giant poster, this is all glued down with golden matte medium. I wouldn't trust this to a glue stick. Okay, so when you're depending on what you're working in, be aware of what you want that to end up being, whether you're going to make it really glued and flat, or if you're going to just play in an art journal. So it's just totally up to you. But something like this, I'm just going to go through here with my finger and glue everything down, anything that I can lift up. And then just kind of make sure that it's kind of cleaned off with the baby wipe. All right, so let's see, that's glued down. And the thing about the matte medium, if you glue stuff down with golden matte medium, you want it to be on the base, on your base, on the back of the image, and over the image. And then you take your take a gift card or whatever key card, a card, and then you smooth everything down after it's completely covered with matte medium, and you won't have any wrinkles. Okay, I'm not really, this might get a little bit of wrinkles, but yeah, I just don't, it's not like I'm not worried about that in one of these kind of journals. Okay, hi Susan, let's see. Oh, you just your daughter had a baby? Well, congratulations. Hi Lady Jan. Anybody else? I see Deborah said hi to Susan, Mama 4. And so anyway, what I was going to show you is that poster that I just showed you. I had it made into prints. I showed it earlier if you missed it. But anybody that supported me in the last month, Super Chat or PayPal tip jar, I'm sending out well, let me grab one. Let me get the glue off my hands here. So this was the thank you that I sent out to everybody. It's in a sleeve, and it's on black cardstock. And yeah, so I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, Namo, I'm doing Inktober, which Lady True North Jan gave me that name. I don't know. I think other people have used it too, but it was the first time I'd heard it, and Jan's the one that told it to me. So I give Jan credit for that name because that's the first place I heard it. So, yeah. And my Inktober is one little bug. I'm drawing one little bug a day on a big 22 by 29 poster. And And at the end of the month, I'll show you the whole poster. And I'm going to try to make a print out of it. But when I shrink down those bugs to a post, an 8.5 by 11 size, I don't know how much of that detail will show still. So we'll see if it works. If it works to make a poster, then I'm going to make a bug poster. I know not everybody's going to want a bug poster, so don't worry if you don't. But uh, I'm going to try to make it into a poster, and we'll see if it works. All right, so I think, let me kind of go around here. Did I get that little edge? Let's get that little edge there glued down. So I'm just, and you can do this as I go through, like I showed earlier, I go through the whole book and just start smacking things down, collaging things down with just a glue stick, just to tack things down so I can move through a whole book and get something on every page. You don't have to do that. You can take the time to glue things down as you go, right? You do you, boo. Hi, Carla. Oh, I'm seeing who else am I missing? I think I said hi to Amaris. Okay. All right. So now I've got everything glued down and hopefully not too wrinkly. Be a little aware when you're using your liquid glues. All right. So now I got my scruffy brush. Let's get back to the first. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you. Myers and the Mouse. Hi, Myers and the Mouse. Mama Mouse in the house. Welcome. So, anybody else I missed? Let me get a sip of my juice here. And if y'all missed it earlier, I did do a flip through the color book that I'm working in this month as well. I'm working in Cute and Creepy, Pop Manga by Camilla D'Oreco. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but I did do a flip through this, and I am going to finish this one I started this morning for today's piece, and I'm not done with it, but there we go. We got a big start on it. So this will be the one that I'm working on today. I'm doing gold little hay sticking out of the hat. So I'm going to finish this one, the little scarecrow girl, and that'll be today's color book page, along with my Inktober, which I did a stink bug. I already posted it. I posted on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So I did a stink bug today. Thank you, Picola. Yeah, there's a link. I have a Society of Idea Collector playlist. I have probably 20 playlists, and Picola's the one. You can thank her that there's a Society of Idea Collector. She went through all my videos, like 1,000, more than 1,000, and found all of the Society of Idea Collectors. This is last year, yeah. So because Picola went through and found all my Society of Idea Collector videos, there's a Society of Idea Collector playlist. Okay, so now I think I'm going to, let's see, do I want to just, some of these, try to get here so you can see. So I think I'll just start with this blue gray and maybe, I picked up, see, I accidentally touched that. We'll just wipe it off. Accidentally got into the yellow ochre there. So let's go back to the blue. So I'm just going to start to paint it in. So like I'm not painting the sky. I'll probably put in some clouds. I'll blend with my fingers, get in there with the brush, get around this bird. I didn't really glue down his little beak very well. I need to glue that down a little better. So let's just start with gluing down. No, let me just go back to this. I missed a little spot here. And I'll just if you glue things down and there's you got your spine there, if you don't cut down the image and put it half on one and half on another and then just kind of do your best to paint it in, that's going to eventually rip and tear down the middle. So you can either do that, or if you feel like, well, I'll take my chances, and you can, let's go back to this one here. and then I just have all paint here. But if you put an image over, you're either going to, paint this in, and you can take a minute to do that or not. But if you glue an image from page to page, the wear and tear on opening and closing the book will eventually tear that. So I just like to paint it in, and either just paint a kind of a neutral color in there, or if you want, you can try to match up the sides and make it look like it's all painted in. Sometimes I'll do that, just depending on how much time I want to take. Okay, so I'm going to a little black thing. And again, I've got wax paper. I've got wax paper in here so that I don't glue the pages shut when I'm coming up to the edges. So you can see here. I'm going to paint that in. So with acrylic paint, there's just so much you can paint in yourself. But, it does take some practice to blend and match colors. That's why I suggest the magazine journal. So with the magazine journal, you can practice blending. You can practice blending and matching colors. So I think I'll put a star system down here. And I'll just kind of blend in some of these florals there because I want stars right here. As you'll know, I like me some element of time and space. It's too white, so let's knock it back a little. Do the pages stick together? No, that's what I was saying earlier, Linda. As long as you let the pages dry and you use a water-based varnish. A water-based varnish, and let it dry overnight before you close your book, just to be on the safe side. Don't be afraid to paint over anything that you think you might not like. So I think I want a little bit more harsh line right here. A little bit thicker line right there. That could be another little door or something there. We'll see. Just depends on how much. Now, like I want his hat bigger. So I'm going to go really big with his hat. I won't cover up the feather there. He's got a feather. But I want his hat bigger. Not quite that big. Don't forget to put it in caps if you have any questions. My Dee, are you going to read from the prompt book? Oh, I can't. Thank you for the reminder, Maya. I will. So, yeah, I try to do it once a week. 1,001 Ways to Be Creative. I'll sit it right here next to me so I don't forget. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I usually, because it's sitting right in front of me, but if even so, I can still sometimes forget. Sometimes forget it. Janet, what are you doing on your show today? Janet comes on at 1. And I'm cleaning my brush with a baby wipe as I go. When it starts getting really crusty or thick or dried paint, then I'll clean the brush in the water. But when I'm just sitting here and painting, I'm cleaning my brush with the baby wipe. All right, I think I want some of this maroon kind of purpley color. This color right here is exactly this color, Napa red. This Napa, look. So we're going to get out some Napa red. And we're going to continue on. Maybe a little touch of black in there just to knock it down just a little. That's too much black. Kind of a horizon. I want it right about the same height as that pagoda. Kind of go across there. Still a little in there. Again, don't be afraid to paint over or cover up anything. Get your fingers in there. I think there'll be a little, maybe there'll be a little house down in here or something. Let's see. We'll see what I want right down there. And if I don't like it, I'll just cover the whole thing up. So I don't ever worry about, oh, is that going to work? Because if it doesn't, it just gets painted out. Thank you, Art Pearls. Yes, I like my Arteza journals. They're pretty cool. They work pretty good. Okay, so let's get this a little bit of red, a little bit of the, and I'll gray it down with a little bit of, I'm just kind of trying to match that color a little bit. A little bit more red. So you can start blending things and just making the whole world cohesive with paint. Just make the whole world cohesive with paint. And this is just something you just sit and, work on and however long you want. A little bit of that map showing, but and I just scruff it on and blend it with my finger or baby wipe. If you have any questions, put it in caps. I'm just going to sit here and play with paint. Let's maybe make a hill right here. And I didn't see what Janet answered about what she's going to work on today. Did she say? What are you going to do, Janet? What are you going to work on today? Oh, that white needs to go. Right there, that needs to go. I'm going to keep a little bit of that staircase thing going up right there, but make it fit. Finish the hollyhocks. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, if y'all missed that last week, Janet is working on an awesome painting. I think it's awesome anyway. I'm sure y'all do too. So you can kind of see how we've already started kind of getting a landscape thing here. All right, let's go back up now and clean my brush. Go back in here with the blue, maybe a little bit of white. I'll probably put some clouds in here too. Still got, let me clean my brush. It has got a little too much black in there. And I need a fresh baby wipe. Then I have to finish my Scarlett Johansson. Why do I keep wanting to say that? I always get her name mixed up. My portrait for the comic book hut. I'm going to hold it up underneath. So I've got this far, and I've got it based out with pan pastels. So now I have to go in there with the pencil. So I got to finish that. That's on the schedule for the next couple days. Did I go to art school or take art class? I've taken lots of art classes, Tabby. I didn't go to art school. When I went back to college in my 30s, I went back to school for journalism with a minor in art. But while I was doing all that, plus anytime we moved, I was raised in the military and I married the military, so we moved all the time. So I would take art classes at different, community college, or when I went back to school to get my degree in journalism, um, I took, art, like a lot of art classes and figure drawing classes, and things like that. Plus, I'm real good at teaching myself, I guess, because I moved so much in my life. My dad was in the military and I married the military. So we moved all the time. So I'm real good at teaching myself out of books. So if I have a book on anything, not just art, but anything, I can learn well from reading, from teaching, from learning on my own, I should say. I'm not liking that right. That's too on edge. I'm not sure what I'm going to put down in this little cubby, but I'll just leave it for now. So I've taken a lot of art classes, but I don't have a degree in art, and I didn't go to art school. But I've done art all my life for over 50 years. So hi, Chatelaine. Yeah, go Maya. Go to my Society of Idea Collector playlist. Thank you, Pacola, for making that. My Society of Idea Collector notebook. I might even make that into a circle. Maybe a planet. We'll see. All right, I'm going to stop and do my bucket of stars real quick. And I'll get back up here in the sky with the blue up in here. But let me go ahead and throw down some stars. So I get a little thing here. Add some white paint, some water. Water it down. Get a floppy brush. These little Japanese calligraphy brushes are good. Need to always try to remember to wet your brushes before you stick them in paint. Even you don't want a lot of water, but in this case, I don't care. But you don't want to stick a dry brush in paint, 'cause that's not good for them, even though they're just cheap craft paint brushes. All right, so I'm going to water that down. A little more water. And I'm going to first tap it off, and then I'm going to go in here and too much. And while the paint's wet, if you get any stars where you don't want them, while it's still wet, you can go in and wipe it off. Like I got some on his face there and some on the bird. So what I'm going to do is I'll tap it out here. And then wherever I don't want, while it's wet, now with matte medium, if you have matte medium over it, or shiny magazine or calendar pages or something, it'll wipe off real easy. But you want to get it before it dries if you haven't used matte medium, because it'll dry pretty quick. It's acrylic paint. So I'm just going to get off any place that they splattered that I don't want them. So now, there we go. Now I'm going to dry that with the heat gun, and I'm going to put some planets in there. Awesome! Oh, that's all I understand. Thank you. Yeah. You're enjoying watching the process. And this is just one of my little art journals that I play in. I don't take it as serious or do as much fretting over as I do, say, my abandoned books. I want to make sure this is dry. But because that's a black acrylic paint, now I can go in here with pencil on top of the black acrylic paint and do some like little nebulization, do some little star systems, or do some. Now the pencil's not going to go, because I didn't use matte medium. Any place it's shiny, see, the matte medium flattens it out, puts a coat of clear matte. It's like using acrylic paint without the color. And so the matte will flatten everything out. So if I'm going to try to, there's no matte medium over this, so I can't use pencil on top of his face. It's not going to work. And any place down here, like this, his jacket right here, this is not going to go on there because it's not covered with matte medium, and there's no acrylic paint. Now down here, there's acrylic paint. So I can go right over that, wherever there's acrylic paint, with my color pencil. So if you want to use color pencil in your work, you have to have the golden matte medium, or you have to have acrylic paint, because that's what the pencil will stick to. It won't stick to shiny magazine images. Okay. So I'm going to put that down just a little bit just to get the idea. Get me Posca. And I always say, if I could recommend one accessory to your art journaling, it would be a white Posca pen. White Posca pens are like magic. You can do so much with a white Posca pen. So maybe we'll have a shooting star or something right in here. Maybe another one here, or a couple of planets circling. Now the Posca will go over shiny stuff because, but if you're going to rub on it, can probably rub it right off. But you really want matte medium if you want it permanent. Would it stick to clear gesso? Matte, probably. Well, yeah, probably. I would imagine it would. I got some clear gesso up here we can try. I don't use gesso very often. Let's see. Let me find. I think I have some clear. Yeah, here we go. All right, so let's test some clear gesso. We'll just test it over here. Let's put it on. This bird is shiny. Okay, so this bird is shiny, so pencil's not going to stick to that. So let's just go ahead and put some clear gesso. Now it's clear, but it looks until it dries. Until it dries, it has a what do you call it? Milky consistency. So we'll just put that on there for a minute, let it dry. If I have to, I'll hit it with the heat gun. But it should work. I'm guessing it's going to work. All right, so there's the clear gesso. Let's give it a minute, or I can hit it with the heat gun in a minute. Okay. Oh, Tabby, thanks. I don't consider myself a teacher. I'm just going to be honest. I don't have the patience to be a teacher. If y'all have ever seen me get frustrated when people don't get things right away, I'm not patient enough to be a teacher. But that doesn't mean I can't teach you things, or that you can't learn things, or not. I demo things, and I show you guys everything I know. I mean, everything that I do, or this is getting a little dried out. Let me just add a touch of water because my acrylic paint sitting here is getting dry. I show you everything I do, every technique, every tool, everything I do with a baby wipe, or smearing with my fingers, or, I show y'all everything because I want y'all to have a good experience when you're trying out doing these things. So, but I'm not a teacher. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get some of this down, and then I think I'll move it with a baby wipe. So let's get all this down. Once I get all the edges kind of painted in on the edges, then I can take out that wax paper. All right, so let me see. Do I need another? I need another baby wipe. Hang on. All right, so get a baby wipe. My favorite blending tool. Oh, thank you, Angie. All right, so now I'm going to blend the paint with the baby wipe. I got some blended onto my finger. Okay, so see, I wiped it off. There was that's a shiny magazine bit. So if you really want to if you don't want to have to worry about, is something going to stick or is it not going to stick, then I would just recommend just go ahead and glue everything down and go over everything with matte medium, like I do in my abandoned books. Everything in there is done with matte medium. Some of these little journals like this, I just play in and see, I could just leave this page right now and be happy and move on to something else. But I'm trying to show you as many, techniques as I can. But it's just having a matte medium, because it's also my glue. It's just like all encompassing, nothing. If there's times, and I've shown it before years ago. There were times when the only craft supply, if I could only buy one craft supply, it would be golden matte medium, and my heat gun. Of course, my heat gun I've had my heat gun for over 25 years, and it's one of the old Marvy Uchitas, and it's still hanging in there. And but so anyway, it's matte medium is like the tool, the supply of choice. Okay, so I'm going to move these wax papers out of the way now, and I'm going to heat gun this. And I'm going to dry the bird too that I put the clear gesso on. So we'll see if I can go over that with pencil. Let's get everything nice and dry. All right, so let's get a white pencil and let's see what happens with the gesso with the bird here. Let's see here. Okay, so it's working. Who was the one that asked me about the gesso? All right, so see how I can go over the bird? I can go over the bird with the pencil, and it's got the gesso on it. So there you go. I'm going to add some white, and then I'll go over that with color to knock it back, just to put something on there. So see, it did work. Okay, Chatelaine. So Chatelaine, there you go. The gesso is working to allow you to put color pencil. Okay. So we'll let that sit. I'll probably cover this up with knock back the white pencil, but I wanted to see if it would work. All right, there you go. All right, so let's go back up to the sky. Let me get my little tray here, my brush, and let's see. I want to get some darker gray, and I want to carry this out. Carry it right across. And I'm going to put some clouds up here. All right, so I got some paint down now. Now I'm going to take my baby wipe. Sorry, guys, I got out of frame there. Take my baby wipe and kind of let's make some little bit of a shadow areas where I'm going to put the clouds in. Yeah. All right, now let's go. I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush again. Do it every now and then. I just as long as you got a wet baby wipe, you can keep cleaning your brush and not have to clean it in the water every time you change color. Just clean it, pick up another color, but eventually it's going to start getting crusty, so you'll need to clean it every now and then. Or if you use a lot of black, sometimes black kind of lingers in there. So, all right, so now I'm going to take my baby wipe and find a clean spot. Now, this is how I like to make clouds, mist. So I'm going to pick up some and I'm going to mash it in. The reason I do this is because I'm mashing it into the baby wipe. Okay, I'm mashing in the paint. Okay, so once it's mashed in, you can do clouds real easy. And then after you get them kind of basic, now you can do mist the same way, clouds and mist. Once you've got you some in the sky, you can go back and add some brighter edges, some silver lining to it. You know, you can continue to make more bright edges on the clouds. But I'm just going to kind of want to get some on here. Okay, that's a little too much. It needs a little more blue back in there. So let's go ahead and knock that back right in there. Oop, well, I might have got too much there. We'll just blend it out. So like we have maybe some storm clouds here. So let's put some. All right, let me dry that. Take my Posca, maybe do some rain. This is a magazine you're working on. Well, there some like this is from a calendar. That's from a calendar. That's from a magazine. This is probably from a book. This clock is from a magazine. This is some scrapbook paper. Some scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper. I haven't done this side of the sky yet. It's just a bunch of collage-y stuff. Okay, let's get that cloud off that bird's head right there. Okay. Now maybe I want some rain coming out of these clouds. And kind of tap it with your finger, kind of drag it. So some rain coming down. I don't know what I'm going to do down here in the land yet, so I won't have it coming down into the hills or on top of the hills. But so, you know, then maybe let's go over on this side here. Put a little bit more blue. And then again, get a little clean spot on my baby wipe. And sometimes I like to have the clouds like drift over the feature, you know, the focal point. So now when I dry this, let's dry. So I just got abandoned castles. Not brave enough to use it yet. Well, now if you can afford it and you got it at a good price, get you two. So you can work in one and have one to treasure. All right, so now I'm going to do some. Now that the paint's dry, I can go in here with my Posca. I've done quite a few pages in the Castle book. The Castle book is actually the one where I tore a page out and sent it to Kieran Connolly and his publisher in the UK, and they posted a tweet. And I guess it's been maybe I don't know, a couple year or two. I'm sure it's farther back, a couple years ago. And I actually tore a page out of the book and sent them the original, and they had it framed and they were holding it and took a picture of it. I thought it was nice. This is not the route to India. I missed something. Lady True North is talking about. Oh, is that what they're saying? Is the bird is telling this is not the route to India? I like that. I should put a little speech bubble. I don't usually do, anything that obvious because I want my art. I like to think, and I do this too when I'm looking at like Salvador Dali or any kind of surrealism or, you know, um, of course, a lot of artists have titles to their work and stuff, so you kind of can get an idea what they were thinking. But to me, the idea is it's what do you see? Just like Jan just said, this is not the talking to Cardinal to Columbus, listening. This is not ding 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 dong. This is not the route to India. So see how she came up with that? I wouldn't have thought of that. But so what my point is that's what she saw. And so everybody sees different things, and that's what makes it cool to me, especially with surrealism, is the idea that everybody can see something different, and it's what's inside of you, your life experience, your whatever, that you're going to see something different, right? You're in UK, so it's not a bad price. Yeah, so get you another one so you can not be afraid, because if you're going to be afraid, it's worth the price to buy a second one if you're going to be afraid to use the first one. You know what I mean, Vern? So let's go over here. And I've really never put speech bubbles. I mean, I can't say I've never done it. We've done it for some of the fibs projects where I interpret the fibs and we make them say something, or speech bubbles for that. But when I do something like this, I just don't put, it's like what's inside of you. What is in you? And then now let's just say this little feather hat here is making me think of there's a waterfall here. It's coming right off his hat, coming from the clouds, coming down off. It's going to go right off the back of this bird. Maybe some of his feathers, maybe down his tail feathers. It's going to have water running down it. Give it a go in a magazine first. Yeah, that's a good magazine. Is a good practice, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do it. And you're going to get better at it the more you do. I've done literally hundreds. And I'm not always happy with my results, but I just keep marching on. Just keep marching on. You're not going to love them all. I've got a few in my books I've shown where they didn't turn out like I wanted. I've got a few of those. Most of the time I don't tell you all if I don't like them. Sometimes I do, but because then if I point out, well, I really don't like this one, and somebody goes, well, I don't see anything wrong with it. Well, then good. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you liked it. When we start pointing out everything we don't like about our own work, then you're just kind of drawing attention to what you don't like when somebody else may really like it. So, not that you have to say, oh, I love it, and you really don't. But I've got a couple pages that I just don't like, but I just keep making a new one, make a new page. Some artists have quotes next to the art that tell you you're supposed to see anything. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's your art journal. If it's your art journal and you want it to mean something to you because it's your art experience, your journaling experience, or something that happened, a loss of a pet, or a virus, or something that's going on in your life and you want to document it. That's more, true art journaling, right? Where you're art journaling, not just an art journal, but you're actually journaling. You're actually writing. That's too much right there. I don't think I like that part. So, you know, I think I'll have his tail sitting down here in some water. It's kind of close to the edge, but that's okay. So that there's that kind of journaling as well. So you're doing like you're writing. Oh, you mean in a museum or exhibit? I think that. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Well, a lot of times at the museum, they'll have the little card next to a painting, and they'll tell you the time, the date. Maybe where they're living, the period they were living in. Picasso's blue period or whatever. And sometimes they'll give you a title that the artist may have named a certain painting, but if they didn't name it, and maybe a museum might say, well, we're calling this so and so or whatever. But um and there's nothing wrong with titling, I don't mean that, but even a title can make somebody interpret the painting in a certain way, where if there's no title to it, you're going to have to figure that out on your own. know what does it look like and mean to you? I like that. I like that. So do something you love, flowers. Yeah, reread. If you don't like doing abandoned books, now this is just a collage from scratch, right? This is not an altered book like my abandoned books where you've already got a base. Okay, you've already got something to start with. These books I'm starting from scratch. And again, that's why I'll start with just gluing things. This is how they start, like this. Okay, this is how these pages start. And usually I'll pick a couple of colors to make it cohesive. So if you're not sure how to start a mixed media collage page, start with color. Find everything, just find, not everything, but find a bunch of stuff that's mostly yellow, or find something that's mostly, peachy pink, or um, this one's mint and yellow with ochre. With ochre. Find things that are those colors and just glue them down. Just glue down some colors. Like, look at the scrapbook paper. Look how much it goes with this. Not even just the colors, but look, this could be a whole bunch of windows. I just see so much correlation between these two. But pick a couple of colors to glue things down. That'll give you a start if you're not starting with an abandoned book, or I should say a coffee table book. I like my abandoned books, but any coffee table book, start with a book of forest. Start with a whole book of barns. Start with a book of Paris, Japan, uh, birds. Get you a coffee table book of that's full of a topic that you love. Because if you pick a book, if you pick a coffee table book of all birds and you don't like birds that much, you're not going to finish that book. Let's just be honest. Are you going to finish 150, 200 pages of altering a book if you don't even like cats or dogs, or Italy, whatever it is? You need to pick a book of something that is of interest to you. If you don't want to do a coffee table book, altering one, then get you a book like these, decently thick pages, and just start gluing things down and build your own world. Build your own world. I've already flipped through these books earlier, but just whoever might just be joining us. I'll flip a few pages here. But you see how there's color cohesiveness? Color cohesiveness can give you a great start. Okay, let me show you one back here that's more finished, like this one. So, okay, you have tons of gardening books. We'll see if you like gardening and you're a gardener, then alter a gardening book. You can have a lot of things growing in a garden, right? There could be a lot of things growing, like where's that one? Let me show you this page. This little book here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Here. So here are tulips, but I'm making it like little pods growing on a planet. So see how I'm putting little shadows there? Let me get a pencil. And again, I never feel compelled to finish a page before moving on to another one. So I might work on this one for a while, go over to this one, go to another one. That just doesn't bother me. But like, let's just say these little pods here. There's a little person. I drew a little person in there. So there's these little shadows. There's these little shadows on these little pods. There's a little person there, so you can get the idea of how big these pods are. Well, what are these pods? They're tulips. They're just tulip buds, right? They're tulip buds that I painted around, reverse collage. That's what I mean when I say reverse collage. You're painting away things that you don't want. You're reversing the collage process. So, and then there's a little person standing there so you can get a scale. And then this planet's going to be out. This is probably going to be black. It's probably going to be, stars and stuff out here and planets. And then you got this one big planet, which is a marble. And there's this little person in pod world. Now, are they good pods? Are they bad pods? Are they going to eat them? Are they going to explode? Are they food? Oh, thank you, Jane. Thank you for the super chat. Let me write that down and I'll send you one of my castle prints. And as you can see, I got a cat on me now. Thank you, Jane. So, Jane, do I have your address? Email me your address again, Jane. Here's my email. Email me your address again so I can send you out. It didn't click here. Hang on. Let me make sure I did it right because sometimes I don't. Okay. Email me your address and I'll send you out one of my the little prints that I did this last month. Okay. There's my email. Okay. And let me put that in my stack. The post office is closed today. I'm hoping that Amazon's still going to deliver. I got a couple of cool books coming. If they get here before the stream ends, otherwise probably my even Amazon truck doesn't usually come this early. But there's no mail today. It's Columbus Day, so the post office is closed and there's no mail. Except Amazon, they'll deliver, anytime mostly. So I do have a delivery that's supposed to come in today. So anyway, I just did that much and then I've stopped and I move on to something else. So, and I just work, but look at the colors. Let me flip through this again so you can see what I'm talking about color. So, the color is what makes these pages cohesive in and of themselves. Even with just a minuscule amount of paint. But if you look at them, it's the colors that's making them cohesive. And then I'll go in here and I'll play on these pages just like I'm playing on this one. This one's just a bigger book, right? This is just a bigger book. But what I'll do, POA, the post office is delivering Amazon today. Good. I'll have to check my order on my phone. But any of these kind of books like this, what I like to do, and I showed it earlier and I said it earlier, and I didn't get to put I want to put that up there. Thanks, Jane. I'll go through the book and put something on every page and then go back and work. That's what I did here. There's something on, there's a couple blanks, but pretty much there's something on every page. And then I'll go back and work on it. I'll go back and work on it whenever I want or whatever I feel like doing, right? Oh, thank you, Chatelaine. Thank you for the super sticker. And again, same thing goes for you or anybody. If you PayPal me in my tip jar or you super chat me, email me your address so I can send you a thank you. I'm going to send them all out tomorrow. So I will send you one as well, Chatelaine. Did you grab my email? Thank you so much for the £5 super sticker. I'm writing it down. Okay. So I can send you out one of the prints. I appreciate anybody that's supporting the channel, and I try to send out every month, once a month. I get all my super chats and PayPal tip jars together, and I send you out a print of some kind. So one month I sent travelers inserts, but most of the time it's a print. Angie said color cohesive. I've never tried that or seen it. I like that. Yeah, pick 2 or 3 colors. And if you stick to 2 or 3 colors or main colors, like 2 main colors, and then you can have accent colors of whatever. But you see how this is all like mostly pink and teal? But then you can add a third color. And again, I always qualify that by saying it's the same thing with the color book page. I always say, unless you're doing a flower garden with 50 colors of flowers, well, then, there's always exceptions to the rules. But look, see how everything has a couple of main colors? Everything. It's how I keep it cohesive. And the same thing, I'm going to pull my cute and creepy out here. It's the same thing. And this is the book I'm working in this month. I'm trying to post a color book page every day or every other. I'm going to go ahead and flip through this real quick just to the pages. I flipped through the book earlier, but I want to show the color. So you see, look, everything is like a couple of colors, maybe an accent color. Let me get to the... Okay. This is the one I posted yesterday. So if you look at it, even though it's kind of orange, purple and green, a lot of it, Halloween type colors. But, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. But my point is, a couple main colors, a third accent color, and it makes it cohesive just by the color. So everything looks pulled together just because you've got a couple of colors rather than 50 colors, which again, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, for me, if I want to make something cohesive, then I'll do, look, teal and green, the purple and red. And this one I did that with a metallic to have a little bit of a shine in it. When you do metallic though, it doesn't photograph well, but anyway, just so you can kind of see. This one has 3 colors, but it just makes it very cohesive if you do that. Let's see, what's next? Then this one is a monochromatic. I just did everything with slate blue, well, black and white, but slate blue. And then I drew in all these spider webs. So you can do a monochromatic. This is the one I'm working on today. I'm not finished with it. It's just, I've started working on the details. But again, look, it's blue and yellow, And, of course, there's black and gray, but they're shades of the same color. So I'm going to finish this one today. This will be posted today when I finish it. I'll probably work on it while I'm at Janet's. And let's see what else. Do I have anything else in here? I think that's it. So those are the pages. I just wanted to show you that for color purposes. Okay. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, on my Inktober poster, I'm going to put spider webs in the back. I'm going to paint there's going to be 31 bugs on the poster. I'm going to paint the background black and leave a white outline around every bug, and then I'm going to spider web it. So the last day or two of October, I'll be working on, and I'm not showing anybody. I'm not showing anybody the full poster till the end of the month. So every day, like today, let me go over to Instagram, just somewhere quick to show you. Today I did a stink bug. So there's the stink bug, and there's a pen I use, but you see how you can still see some of the other bugs, like a little bit of them? Well, that's because they're all close together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around all the bugs. All 31 of them are going to be black in the background. They're going to be outlined in white, and they're all going to be inside of a spider web. So if you want to see them all, they're all over on Instagram, along with the color book pages. You see what I'm saying? There's another piece of another bug over there and over there. Then the pen I'm using. I try to put the pen in there for scale, just so you can see how big they are right now, but they're going to get smaller. Like here, look at that fly. See how big that fly is? This big. Well, where's that pen? Where's the pen? The fly is, is this big right on the poster. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's hard to tell right now how big they are, but when you're going to see the whole poster at the end of the month. Salary's fire holding fishing poles of fire. Yeah. So I'm not having them do anything. I'm just having them be on the poster. And again, the same thing for all my color book pages, from the cute and creepy. They're all there as well, including the pumpkin that I did this year. I did a little pumpkin video. So go over to my Instagram for all the fun, plus a couple of people's books. Like here's Gary Shipman's Somewhat Gothic and Sometimes Ugly sketchbook I bought of his, and Doug TeNaples' Bigfoot Bill books, which I did an unboxing. So I show a lot of cool stuff, I think. I even do my Catter Days every now and then. This was this Saturday's Catter Day. There's Malibu. So I got her sleepy. So yeah, I try to show fun stuff. My Instagram is all for creatives. Creative stuff, art stuff. I don't do any kind of politics, no controversy, not on Instagram. Instagram is my happy place. Okay, so now let me check real quick on my books. That Amazon, let me go to my Amazon app, check my orders, and well, it's supposed to be here between 11:45 and 2:45, and I hear cars out there, but not yet. So anyway, I was going to show you my books. If I don't show them today, I'll show, if they don't get here, I'll show them on Wednesday. I got my mom one thing, which I won't show you that because I'm going to mail it to her. But, and I got me two things. So I'll show that on Wednesday. Oh, let's see. Oh, well, then I will, it'll have to be on Monday, Picola. Monday's, Picola said that the end of the month is on a Saturday. So I'll show the final poster on Monday, November 2nd. Well, I might post a picture of it, Picola. I'll post a picture of it on IG, Facebook, and Twitter, the finished poster, but I'll show the actual poster here in person on Monday, because it won't be finished till the end of the month. So I can't really show it ahead of time. So I can't show it ahead of time because I'm only doing one bug a day. Sometimes I've worked on one like late at night before the next day, but I'm trying to just do a bug a day. So it's a little, buggy. Oh, so let's see. Thank you, Devin. I love my Catter Day pictures too. So you can kind of see, where we can go on that. And then I might say, okay, well, I don't know what else to do on this page, so let's go to another page. I mean, just to show y'all, just to play around. Let's just go to another, let's just go to something else. Where's that pinky? Let's see, it's toward the beginning, I think. Here, let's work on this one. Oh, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a minute because I don't want to forget. Thank you. Thank you, Juanita She Spins. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Let me click on you. And I haven't been able to make it to Juanita's lives, but she's been drawing on her show, on her YouTube channel. Let me get another pen. So thank you so much. And I will send you, I will be sending you out a print as well. I think you already super chatted me once this month. So do you want me to send you two? But I think I've already got yours ready to go already. So thank you for supporting the channel, Juanita. So yeah, you have one already coming to you. Thank you so much. So yeah, she says she's been doodling. So yeah, but follow Juanita. Follow her. She left YouTube. Well, she didn't really leave YouTube, but she quit doing videos for a while. She had a lot of things going on in her life. All right, so she says she's been doodling, not drawing. But anyway, go follow Juanita's channel. She Spins, and I call her She Spins, i.e., Littlefoot. And although she says I don't have a little foot, the story goes is so Juanita, she spins her own yarn, like literally almost shaves it off of the alpaca and stuff herself. Now I know she doesn't do that, but it's almost. She will spin her own yarn and do all that's needed to make your own skeins and everything. And she was spinning one day. She was actually literally with a spinning wheel spinning, and I saw her little foot was on the wheel doing this, right? Spinning her own yarn. And she has such a little foot. So I started calling her Littlefoot. So when y'all hear me calling She Spins Juanita Littlefoot, that's why, because she has a little foot. Although she says it's not that little, but there's a thank you, Pacola. So anyway, there's Juanita's channel, Del Quan. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much, Pacola, for always being like the snapping turtle that you are. So thank you, Juanita, for the super chat. I appreciate it. So let me go ahead and read out of this book while I'm thinking about it and while somebody asks, because sometimes we get busy toward the end and then I forget. So let's read a couple pages. And again, this is 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration, Barbara Ann Kipfer. And I had got it from My Tuesday Morning for $3.99. And I always say it, but My Tuesday Morning's one of the ones that closed down, but you can get it on Amazon. So, she says, she has a size 10 shoe. Your foot's not that little. Well, it looks little when you're spinning. I still like the name. It's a cute name, and I'm not changing it, Juanita. You're still my little foot. And Juanita is one of the ones that I've known for, practically since day one of, well, I'd say maybe the second year of streaming, but I've known Juanita for, probably 8-9 years as well. Okay, so we're at number 262. And when I read these, write down, and I tell you all this with any of the Society of Idea Collector ideas. When I'm reading something and something else occurs to you that's just sparked in you, it may be something totally different, but something sparked in your imagination when I read this, then write down what spark you got from it. Because that idea that came to you from reading a prompt, whether it has anything to do with the prompt or the prompt just something similar to you or whatever it is, write it down because that is going to be your idea. I don't know what Denise is. She must be, I don't know if she's messaging me or Mom. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I'll deal with that. Okay. She's talking to her dad. Envision an Art Deco painting, then put a brush to canvas. So, if you have, what occurred to me right off is like I have a whole bunch of clip art books on Art Deco. And so even if you don't copy something out of a clip art book or a copyright free image. You can get ideas. You can get ideas from it. Build your perfect library of books. Well, I've been working on that for all my life. Ponder why there is so much blue in the world and almost no blue food. I mean, even blueberries are purple. If you think about it, what food is blue? There's hardly any blue food. Maybe there's maybe a fish, or there's just no blue food. 265. Try to go through an entire day without spending any money. 266. Be creative with your time. Sometimes the greatest big idea is found in the marriage of two small ideas. And this goes back to our multiple listings, where you list lots of different topics or subjects or groupings and then recombine them randomly. 268. Play a word game like Scrabble to keep your brain nimble. 269. Do something risky when the opportunity arises. How could you alter an old item of clothing to make it new and wearable? Decorate a birthday cake with an explosion of color. Plot your mood every day. After a month or so, look for a pattern. Think about ways to swing negatives into positives. And I know a lot of like the Hobonichis and, well, maybe not the Hobonichi, but there's different ones that have mood plotters in them so that you can kind of keep track of your mood. And so you can see what changes your moods, what makes you in a good mood, or when are you in a bad mood, or, is it a rainy day that makes you in a good mood? Sunny days make you say, there's all kinds of things. So track your mood. Take a picture of yourself in the same spot each year. Create things for others to make them feel special. Change the order of your meals for one day. Like, I love breakfast food. I love bacon and eggs. I don't eat breakfast, but I could eat bacon and eggs for dinner anytime. I love breakfast food, but I don't eat breakfast. Think of an accident as an answer in search of a different question. Pretend that you lost your voice and enjoy saying nothing all day. So there, I read 2 pages. So we'll read some more next week. I try to read a couple of pages every week. And yeah, we'll get through that in in a year or two. Let's see. Oh, where's Eileen? Did she hear about it? Not kidding. Oh my goodness, Devin. Yeah, I don't know. She's our enabler elf, that's for sure. She's an enabler. I'll enable you on books every day or any day. All right, so let's just go ahead and do a little painting on this. We'll work for a few minutes on it just to show you a start to another page. And if my Amazon order gets here, then otherwise we'll show that on Wednesday. Okay, so again, I'm going to probably need to put out some more glue. This is probably about dried out from a while ago. So I'm just going to squeeze out some tacky glue. Again, if you're going to do collaging mixed media in your altered book, I would recommend using golden matte medium to glue everything down. Put the matte medium on your base, on the back of the item of the paper, and on top. And then take a old gift card and mash everything down, and you will not get wrinkles if you do that 3-step. Put your matte medium here, put the matte medium on the back, put the matte medium on the top, and then scrape it all down real tightly with a gift card, an old gift card or credit card. But for this journal, I'm just taking some, everything's just been tacked down with a glue stick while I went through the book and put a bunch of stuff down. But now if I want to glue things down, I could go with the golden matte medium, but I'm just going to go with some tacky glue on my finger here. I'm gonna just glue it all down to tacky. I'm not really worried so much about making sure everything doesn't wrinkle or anything like that in this. But if you want to make sure you're not going to get any wrinkles or anything like that, then you want to use your golden matte medium. I didn't want to cover up that little edge there. So, but I'm going to do this for quickness sake. So I'm just going to glue everything down. But if you have any thin, if you like, this is pretty thick. This is like a calendar page. This is out of a book page. So it's kind of thick. This is scrapbook paper that's kind of thick. But if I was using some thin magazine papers and tried to glue it down with the tacky glue, try to glue it down like this with thin magazine pages, it would wrinkle. Okay, thin magazine pages are going to wrinkle unless you do that 3-step process that I just showed you. Or a glue stick will sometimes work. Depending on, you got to make sure you do it well. But a glue stick can leave it unwrinkleable as well if you're careful with the glue stick, because it's not a wet glue, right? A glue stick will be okay too. But how permanent is it? That's going to depend on the kind of paper you're gluing things to. So I'm just going to kind of glue everything down here with my, and tacky glue just rolls right off your finger. It's real easy. It's not like golden matte medium. You got to use a craft scrubby to get that stuff off your hand, or fingernail polish remover. So I'm just going to go around and glue everything here. And I'm just feeling any edges that are lifting up. And we'll do a little painting on this before we go. And don't forget, Janet comes on at 1. She's going to watercolor today. So she's going to work on those flowers that she was working on last week. And I don't know who we're going to have on Thursday yet. Janet and I need to get together and see who we can have. We want to have Mary back on again once she has her audio issues resolved, so we can have Mary back on. And yeah, everybody's just watching. Well, it's good to know, every now and then to pull the chat chain so that people don't think the chat's frozen. And thanks, guys. We have right now 227 people. Thank you, lurkers, for watching and being here. And yeah, appreciate it. Juanita says, I'm 5'4". She has big feet. I'm 5'4". Blame it on running around shoeless. Oh my gosh, I still go barefoot all the time, Juanita. To this day, I go barefoot all the time. If I have to go to the store, now I'll put on. But when I was growing up, we all went barefoot as teenagers. But that was kind of like the hippie vibe of the day. Everybody went barefoot. We'd have our, jeans and pants dragging this far on the ground, and we'd all be barefoot. So yeah, I grew up going barefoot all the time. Of course, I did step on a nail once, but that happens when you're out, running through the woods barefoot. But I still go barefoot. I do not like to wear shoes if I don't have to. So. And Maya says she can't stand being barefoot. That's funny, isn't it? Oh my, I go barefoot all winter, all the time. Okay, so I think I got that pretty well glued down. So let's keep our papers there, move the glue, and let's see what colors I want. Let's get another. These are a lot of wet colors here, so let me get another. This one's dry, so I can put paints on top of that. That might still be wet. Is that wet? No, it's just sticky. Okay. So I'm going to get out some. Let's put this gesso up that we tested. Let's get some pink, like maybe some kind of rose pink, and maybe a little bit of I think I can mix that with that red I had earlier. So let's put out some pink and some Naples red. Kind of get that kind of pinky red color that going with those two colors. And then a teal. Let's see, what teal do I want? Okay, we're going to go with peacock teal and some white, because this is a lighter color. So I'll lighten it up a little. So let's put out some of that. And again, when you have this stuff left over, if you have a journal like this, that's where I use like this. I don't want to scrape it now because I'm going to close the book. But when you have leftover paint like this, take your palette knife. Where do I have one sitting here somewhere? I know I got a palette knife sitting here somewhere. Anyway, take your palette knife and pick it up and scrape it in your book so that you're not wasting your leftover paint. All right, so let's see. In a little bit of white. All right, so this will give me a start, these colors right here. So again, you can start with different things. You can start with finger painting, or, I'm not quite sure where I want to go with this yet. So let's just go ahead and start with a paintbrush. You can start with a paintbrush, or you can just, like, if I know I'm going to do a lot of black stars and stuff, I'll just go in there with black in the background and do stars and stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean. A credit card, a gift card, any card. Yeah, any card. That's what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go in here. And I'm going to go right along the edges. So once you get your edges kind of painted out, then you can remove the wax paper. But you want to put something behind. I don't want to put any right there because I'm going to connect those two. But once the... So there's a little piece there I missed gluing down. Let me get my glue here and glue that down. But you want to put some wax paper or something behind until you get the edges done, because you don't want to glue your book shut, right? No, I can't see the paint. So I'm just getting a base coat of some color on here. So y'all working on anything today or this week or over the weekend? And you can mix colors like for instance, if I want some pink and blue, you can take a couple colors and just kind of go like this, and you can get colors all mixed with just, picking up one or two colors, depending on how dark you want them. I want them a little darker down here. All right, so now let me go ahead and do this edge here. I'm going to mix that up a little lighter. But you can do finger painting, brush painting, baby wipe painting. You can take your baby wipe and you can soften things and blend, especially if you have any torn edges. If you have any torn edges of white paper edge showing, you can get in there and blend with a baby wipe. Right now, I'm not trying to necessarily make anything yet. I'm just getting all the background, all the white areas, covered up. That's all I'm kind of doing right now. Just kind of getting some color down. But you can do this pretty quick. Don't overthink it. Sometimes just overthinking everything it makes you like not experiment with different mediums or techniques. You're going, oh, that's not going to look just like Dee Dee did it, who's done thousands of them. Don't be like that. You got to start somewhere. If it's your first one, you don't expect it to be, turn out like, what's that page we did earlier? Don't think that your page is going to look like this the first time you ever try a mixed media collage. Okay, just saying. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these edges. Go down here with some pink and the red. Okay, so I just want to get some paint on there. I should have left the wax paper in there, but that's okay. All right, so now I got everything just kind of based in. Now, if I want this not to be so stark white, I'll go in there, just, put a little bit of pink in there, a little teal, and then you can go back. Once you get that initial layer of acrylic paint on, you're going to be able to do a lot more things, especially if you don't have the matte medium. I did not put matte medium on this, so things are not going to move and move and groove as much as it would if you had the matte medium, because the matte medium gives you that layer, that buffer between the things that going straight paint, you can't remove a lot of stuff or change a lot without the matte medium. But if the matte medium's there, you can do a lot more with it. Okay, so now I got a base. So you can see we just got rid of the white. Linda said, oh, Dee, I've been in Uru Live. The server was up, but so weird, there was nobody. Oh, that's so sad, Linda. I have not been, for those of y'all that don't know, me and Linda McAllister, and I have not been able to find my Uru avatar book yet, Linda. It'll turn up. But anyway, Linda and I used to be in Uru back in, I think it was 2002, 3, and 4. Back then, 2000, before I streamed. So I've been streaming for 10, so it was like 2004 when they shut it down for the first time. And then different people have brought up servers to be able to go play the game. If y'all have not gone and watched, and I've said this before, go watch a walkthrough of Uru. The game Uru, put out by Cyan, not Ubisoft. Why am I saying Ubisoft? What was the name of the game company? But anyway, it was a spin-off of Myst, which they have made other games since, and you can see them on Steam. Buy them on Steam, play them, and people on Twitch, do walkthroughs and stuff like that. But Uru has tons of different walkthroughs that are like, I don't know, 20 hours worth. I don't know. But anyway, I said all that to say Linda and I were in the game together. And so she was just saying she went into a Uru Live. And so I don't know, that particular server, Linda, maybe that particular server is not, yeah, Cyan did but Ubisoft was I think it was Ubisoft. I'm trying to think of the game company that produced the game. Anyway, doesn't matter. What my point is you can go on YouTube and find videos of the walkthrough, so you can see what it was like when it was like, this was before WoW, before all the current games where they're all shoot 'em ups. So what you did in Uru is you went into the game and you created an avatar and you had control of it, just probably like a lot of games that you do now. But at the time, it was very innovative. And, you could you could change your clothes, you had a closet. And what the game was about was solving puzzles. And you'd go into all these different worlds and you would go from world to world via books. You could put your hand on the books and go to that world. And you transform, like dematerialize and go to other worlds through the books. And you would solve puzzles in all these other, I know, I love it. You would solve puzzles with other people. So it was like being in Myst, but with a different storyline. But it was like that. And they were connected. The storylines were connected. But you'd interact with other avatars and you could solve puzzles together. So, okay, World of Warcraft was created in 2004. So before that was right. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Uru, they shut the servers down. Of course, people put the servers out themselves and got permission and did their own servers and stuff after. But I think the last game on Uru Live was 2004. So we were playing it for a couple years before that. So I'm thinking We played it from like 2002 to 2004. Yeah, Yisha. Yeah. I think, so I don't remember the exact dates now, but I'm thinking we played like 2002 to 2004, Linda. And then, like I said, after that, people did, they kept up the game via other servers and stuff. But that was the worldwide, what do you call it? Game, live game. It was beta. Yeah. And then so then, and you could buy the game. You could buy the game, and be by yourself. You could play it by yourself, right? And when you see the walkthroughs, like especially the ones from like very beginning to very end, um, that's single player. That's a single player walkthrough. But there are other clips where you can see clips of other people playing the game together. It was created in 93. Well, Mist was, I don't think not Yuru, Mist was back in the 90s. I'm not sure exactly when Yuru came out. I have all the box collections, all the walkthroughs. I have everything. Everything Yuru, Mist, Riven, I have all of it. It's posted on my Instagram. If you want to go back a few years, you can see my layout of you let Mist was in 93. Okay. So yeah, and then there was Riven and yeah. So I know, right, Linda? But it was just so funny that Linda and I both one day I was talking about Yuru, and Linda goes, "I was there." So yeah. So okay, so you can start to see how we're start to go here. Now I can go in here with more thicker paint and more detail paint, and I can start painting in things more. But now that I've got a base down, now I can kind of come in here and start building, like building a world. I can do world building with paint. And yeah, so then now you can go in here and start playing with your painting colors, and do whatever you want. It doesn't have to, you don't have to finish. I don't ever feel like, in these journals, I have to finish something before I move on, or I have to make it a whole story or something. But I can go in here and start, see that little piece of paper is still not glued down right there. But this has reminded me of the Mothman Bridge. That the legend of the Mothman. And I'm not saying that this bridge it's just kind of reminding me of it, because it's like an abandoned old bridge or something here. It just kind of reminds me of Mothman. This would be a good one to do, like a Mothman. I need a little bit of, where's my other palette here? Oh, I got paint on that. Let's throw that away. I need a little bit of black, and I got some right there. So let's. But it's just fun to have a journal, have a writing journal and have a painty journal, and maybe a sketchbook. If I was going to recommend everybody, have a painty journal, a writing sketchbook where you're just writing notes, and then also have a sketchbook where you might just do pen and ink or pencil drawings, but have one to paint, one to sketch, and one to keep notes. So then you'll always have, and that can be in whatever size you want too. If you want bigger journals, smaller journals, So maybe I'll have a little highlighted piece coming right here. The writing journal could be your Society of Idea Collector notebook. So I'm going to kind of like build my own scaffolding here. It's not scaffolding, the bridge itself. But then just start playing with paint and make some layers, and maybe, maybe I'll have some more bridge. I won't say they're not pylons. What are you, the holding up the bridge kind of thing here. You can do whatever you want. It's your world. Then down here, there might be some water under the bridge. Look, too much. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this today. It doesn't look like my Amazon order is going to be here in time before I leave. So I think I might, Janet, I think I'm going to have a pizza today. Janet and I we always tease each other about when one of us is either having Chick-fil-A or pizza. We tease each other about, I'm having pizza. What are you having? So I think I'm going to go throw a pizza in the oven for me and Hubster before Janet comes on at 1. So I hope y'all have enjoyed today, just going through art journals. And of course, I did show you the color book pages I'm working on this month. So you can see where we're kind of just starting here, laying it out. Torture you, yeah. Janet. Oh, well, anyway, so Janet comes on in about an hour, and she's going to work on a watercolor today. So, and follow each other. I don't mind if y'all talk about your different channels. Just don't come here just to spam. I mean, don't come to my show just to, say, oh, come to my channel. Don't do that, but I'm real generous about letting people promote their channels and stuff in my show. And hopefully if you have a YouTube channel, you're generous with sharing, letting other people share theirs too. But again, don't take advantage of us. Not just me, but any any channel. Don't take advantage of us and just, oh, well, there's a channel that's got a lot of people there. I'm going to go in there and talk about my channel. That's just rude. At least, stick through it and hang out with us, because we're fun people. We're fun. So, yes, thank you, Pacola. Thanks to Jane Chatelaine and She Spins for today's super chat support. And you will be getting happy mail. I will have your envelopes. Well, I already had Juanita's ready, but Jane and Chatelaine, I will be sending you out something tomorrow because the post office will be open tomorrow. So be looking for some happy mail. Don't forget, guys, I have here's my post office box. There's my new post office box, Dee Dee Willingham. P.O. Box 605, Sunnyside, Georgia, 30284. And it is in my about in my YouTube channel. So if you are if you want to be a part of, and let me show that one more time, guys, real quick. Let me show in case y'all came in late. Let me show, where's my little envelope here? Where'd I put it? Moved everything around so it wouldn't get any paint on it. Grace Girl 63, who was here earlier. Let me set this aside. She sent in a zine. And now this paint's all dry. This is all dry on my hand, so it's not going to get on here. It's all dry. So nobody freak out. So she sent in, this is the first zine that we got in the zine swap. So somebody will be getting this one, and I'll open it up all the way too. But it's the Hallow Zine swap, and there's a video on it if you want to be in it, as long as you get me your zine by the 31st. I have to have it by the 31st. I know that's kind of like short notice, so make one up and send it to me, and send a self-addressed stamped envelope. All the details are in the other video. So if you want to swap a 1-for-1 zine, then get it to me by the 31st. So I'm just going to flip through this, and then what her zine, I'm going to open it all the way up here So now you don't have to do one where you open it up and it's a full picture, guys. I'll show you my little sample I made to show you how you can make it very simple. This is a very complex one, but you do not have to make it so that when you open up the zine, you have a beautiful piece of art like this, right? You don't have to do that, but this just shows you what you can achieve, right? And then she put a little belly band on it. So somebody will be getting this one. And I'll show you a simple one that I just made just for a little sample. Here we go. So here's a little one that I made. And again, Halloween based, right? Halloween based. Whoops, let me start over. I dropped it. So I hope you can tell that that's the moon on camera. So there's my little Halloween. So you can make them very simple or as complex as you want. Try to make something that you would like to receive yourself. And it's a copy. Make a copy. I know that Grace Girl sent me her original, but send a copy because you want to keep your original. Okay. So, all right, guys, I'm going to head out, go make a pizza before Janet's show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks to all the lurkers. We had over 200 people lurking today. Feel free to join in anytime. It's a fun group. You can join in. Everybody's going to be nice to you. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope to see you again on Wednesday morning. So y'all have a great day. Thanks everybody. You too. Bye.